Is this working? Do I have the volume on? I didn't do that last time. It shows it's working. All right, well. Hello to anyone if this is indeed working. It's Nash Truck Night in America. Well, kind of Nash Truck Night. I guess it's 5 p.m. on the East Coast. A 5 p.m. starts, just depends on how you define evening, but we're going to do a live reaction to the return of Rockingham Speedway, The Rock. It's a mineral, Marie. They're called minerals. But yes, Rockingham is back. Obviously, I can't show the race on here because of copyright reasons. So I will have the leaderboard here, as I thought I already clicked this, but apparently not. Matt Smith, welcome. David, welcome. I know this was a last-minute thing too, but I thought it'd be fun. We haven't done a live reaction since the Rolex 24. Just making sure I get this out there. Might as well tweet about it too, I guess. But welcome, everyone. Anyone who's here, hello. As I said, if you missed it, we will have the leaderboard up. Race has not started. According to my Fox Sports website streaming thingy, it doesn't start from another 8 minutes, so we got some time. Let me finish this up real quick. But is everyone excited about Rockingham being back for the first time in what, 20? Well, I guess the Truck Series was there about 10 years ago. So it's been about 10 years since a truck race. It's been about 20 years since a cup race. Correct me if I'm wrong on my numbers there. I could very well be wrong. But I believe those are the right numbers. But who does everyone think is going to win this thing? Who's going to win the race at Rockingham? I'm very curious to hear what everyone has to say. See what the picks are. But hello, George from Prescott, Arizona. Yeah, just a few minutes away from the race. Glad you're excited. Clausen Z, welcome. Well, that sucks that you can't get the race. David, interested in this race. Good. In Between the Lanes, welcome. But yes, okay, In Between the Lanes is picking Corey Heim. We had our Monday picks. We made our Monday picks, but it's now Friday. It's race day, so let's hear. Anyone changed them? I'm trying to think of who I even picked on Monday. I know I picked Casey Kane for Xfinity. Who did I pick for trucks? Did I pick Norm Benning? I might have picked Norm Benning. Not really. I might have gone with Lane Riggs. I'm going to go with Lane Riggs. That seems like a somewhat safe pick. Lane Riggs is my pick. So we got a Corey Heim from In Between the Lanes. I'm going with Lane Riggs. In Between the Lanes, I know it's a different spelling, but I thought you would have went with your friend? Brother? Lane Riggs. I thought you might have. David going with Casey Kane tomorrow for the Xfinity race. Hey, that was my Monday pick, David, so I'm going to go with you there. I'm going to go with Casey Kane tomorrow. But Ben Rhodes is Clausen Z's pick. All right. I'm really excited. Lanes and Lane Riggs. Yeah, I'm telling you. I thought you would have picked him. Okay, let's pull this over here. 5 minutes and 30 seconds. TK says Heim if passing is workable. Casey Kane for Xfinity. Yeah, I'm not sure. I missed practice and qualifying, but I'm curious because I did read a tweet that said like passing may be difficult. So we'll see. Maybe. It is, yes, In Between the Lanes. I meant to say that at the beginning of the stream. It is Casey Kane Friday, and Casey Kane is in a NASCAR car on Casey Kane Friday. What a time to be alive. David's going with Timmy Hill. Hey, I like that pick. Ty Majeski is Matt Smith's pick. Okay. And just a few more minutes, guys, to get your picks in. Right now, Fox is showing First Things First. Really don't know what that is, but it looks like an NBA playoff preview. Big Ten football in 60, Wisconsin at Northwestern. It is April. Why are we talking about football? Horse racing, that's not what we're here to watch. I don't know what that's all about. trending NFL videos, MLB videos, NASCAR videos, live golf videos. I guess Fox has the rights to live. Did not know that. I guess that everyone now knows I don't watch the live. And IndyCar videos. All right. Corey Heim, okay. So yeah, yeah, how many laps is this thing? 200? Okay, we got 200 laps. Jake Garcia on pole. Who would have saw that coming? I didn't see that coming. That threw me for a little bit of a loop if we're being honest with each other here. But yeah, that for sure threw me off. We got about 4 minutes here until the race is on. Once again, I apologize as I cannot show it because of copyright reasons. But I'm going with Lane Riggs. We got a Corey Heim pick, a Ty Majeski, a Timmy Hill, Ben Rhodes. So I'm excited. I've never actually watched a race at Rockingham live, so this is a new thing for me. It was the same thing with North Wilkesboro a couple of years ago, so I'm excited. Everyone's super sentimental about this track. Everyone seems to love this track, so let's see what happens. Let's see who delivers. Yeah, no Cup drivers in this race. If this was during a Cup weekend, like if this was during the Cup weekend at Martinsville or Darlington, somewhere close to Rockingham, I think we would have seen a few Cup guys in this field. But with it being the one and only off week for the Cup Series field, yeah, there was no way any Cup drivers were going to take this race just because that's really unfortunate for them. So they're going to have a tough rest of the year, just mentally, emotionally, physically, just 28 straight weeks. It's going to be a grind for them. Let's see if I can get this going now. Come on. And let's refresh. See if it's on a little bit early. No. Okay. Let's see what channel it's on. Does it say on here? FS1. Okay, so if I just go to FS1, that's first things first. Turn the volume off. No one wants to hear this. Did Casey Kane win or lose the last Xfinity or Cup Series race at Rockingham? I know it was him and Matt Kenseth in a photo finish, right? I just can't remember who won it. But it was one of those two. It was the 17 and the 9. The DeWalt 17, the Ray Evernham number 9. I just can't remember. So someone let me know. Host of our own commentary. Okay. It's currently a commercial. Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning, and it's pork chops. Yummy. Kenseth won. Okay, well, I had the wrong side of the story. It's unfortunate. So Casey Kane redemption in a sense, I guess. If you think about it too much. I'll think about it too much. I'll think about anything too much. Don't worry. Just waiting. Waiting to see what happens here. The Rock. They're minerals, Marie. No, I'm just kidding, Jared. I just think that's a really funny part about Breaking Bad. But welcome, Jared. Welcome, everyone. 17 people here so far. All right, so we got about, hopefully, a minute left. Hopefully this first things first thing doesn't overrun its time and we can go back to NASCAR. Oh, it's this guy. Oh, what's his name? Chris Broussard, and the guy with long hair, Nick Wright, maybe. And then a third guy whose name I forget. Okay, so that's what this is. All right. Come on. Show us. All right. This looks like Nash Truck Night in America, baby. Get that volume going. I'm hitting the plus button. That If that messes up the stream, hitting the plus button, I'm sorry. I meant to hit this one. Hopefully, I don't think I get copyrighted for audio, but you never know with NASCAR. But we'll see. Minutes away, people. Jake Garcia on the pole. The Rock. Old-timey leaderboard up in the turns. I mean, these are exciting times here. And so something we've talked about in the past. We've got a portion of the fan base who wants to see new tracks, who wants to see NASCAR do new innovative things like the Chicago Street Course, going to COTA, Bristol Dirt, you name it, LA Coliseum. But then we got the other side of the fan base who wants to see all these old, iconic, historic tracks come back, and we've gotten that too. North Wilkesboro and now Rockingham. So this is really exciting. They filmed a lot of movies at Rockingham too. I think parts of Talladega Nights. I think Days of Thunder as well. So a lot has happened at this place. Triple Truck Challenge. No, yeah, Jared and someone else in between the lanes pointed out. I think they sold out tomorrow. The Xfinity race is sold out. And then the Truck Series race, I mean, yeah, it looks like a decent crowd. I don't know what the capacity is for Rockingham, but as I said, it looks like a pretty decent crowd on hand at Rockingham. Yeah, Casey Kane in the 33 car is going to be a little bit weird. JSMR said, love the Rock. One of my favorite tracks. Should be on the Cup calendar. Well, that's what they're doing this weekend for. They're essentially testing this. Are they not at the track? Bruh. What? Okay. Well, that's some choice. Okay. Yeah, no, as I was saying, sorry, something shiny. They're not actually at the track. They're in a studio, probably in Charlotte, the Fox booth. But it's this whole weekend, it seems like, is an experiment to see if they're going to eventually go to the Rock for Cup in the next few years. So we'll see.
We're going to see a great race. Will strategy play into who wins this race, or do you just got to be flat out fast and outrun these guys? It's going to be fun to follow tonight. Michael, we're going to relive some of the memories, of course, that involved.
Yeah, Micah, the next gen car has been quite the debate the last week or so. Yeah, it's a decent crowd at hand.
Race fans, please rise as you're able and remove your hats as Nick Terry from Motor Racing Outreach provides today's invocation.
We got the pre-race ceremonies.
Let's pray.
Do I have to take?
God, we thank you for the blessing to be able to be here at the Rock today for racing. God, you've been good to us, and we thank you for all the hard work that's gone in to this weekend. Lord, it's also Easter weekend, and we thank you for Good Friday, for the cross, for the words that you said. It is
Once again, if you got any picks, make them. Only a few minutes left till Rockingham's back.
In Jesus' name, amen. And now to perform our national anthem, please welcome dedicated Rockingham Speedway fan since 2002, Derek Winter.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag
Who's in the 7?
was still there. Say does that star-spangled
Corey Day.
banner yet wave
I didn't know if it was like disrespectful to talk during the national anthem. I know it's a live stream. We're not there, but I don't know what the protocol is. So,
On this Good Friday. Well, it's been 12 years since the NASCAR Truck Series put on a show in Rockingham. 200 laps of racing. It's coming up next.
all right, they're going to commercial. National anthem is done. Prayer is done. Well, Shane, to be fair, Larson was in the 07 last week. So, I mean, Sammy Smith's in the 07 if you want that 7. No, Micah, you're good. We're here to have fun. That's every live stream. Every live stream is to have fun. But no, I don't know what the official start time is for this, but we're currently in a commercial in between the national anthem and the start your engines. Then we'll go back to commercial, I'm sure. Corey Day, first win. I just looked it up. He's starting 18th. Starting 18th. What has Corey Day declared for points? Is he Xfinity or truck? I would assume truck. Because he's run more truck. I think he's full-time truck. Let's see. Raja's 14th in points. Wow, that's kind of surprising. Did I miss him? Maybe he's not declared for truck points. Okay, let's go to Xfinity points. Oh, he's declared for Xfinity points. That's a little surprising. He's 47th in points, but he's only made one start, so take that with a grain of salt, I guess. 56 guys have Xfinity Series points right now. That's kind of crazy. How many people have trucks? See, these are the random statistical loopholes I get into. 45 in trucks. I think Cup it's like 30 or 47. 43 because they don't count like Zillich and whatever anymore. Anyways. Yeah. Yeah, TK, you gotta, so the point system or the way it works is you actually have to declare for one series. You can't like score points in multiple series because they don't want like a Kyle Busch, a Kyle Larson running Xfinity every week and then them, competing for the championship and Cup and Xfinity. And, Kyle Larson goes out and wins 13 races on the season and wins the Xfinity championship with ease. So they make you, if you're in NASCAR and you're racing across multiple series, they make you declare for one series. And you're allowed to switch like mid-season. So like if you've run every truck race, every Xfinity race, and you want to switch, you can do that. You can't really go back. So if you're in trucks right now and you've had a really good start to Xfinity and you're like, hey, let's give it a shot in Xfinity, then you can flip to Xfinity, if that makes sense. Oh, we're back. All right. Wow, Mark Martin has won here 11 times in Xfinity. 4,387 days since the last NASCAR race here. That's a big number. Do you know what's happened in those 4,387 days? A lot. Quite a lot.
Thank you, Jamie. Yeah, I always enjoyed Rockingham Speedway. I got some good memories. A couple of the wins.
Chandler Smith is Micah's pick. Yeah, we got quite a variety of picks. We've had a Chandler Smith now. We've had a Ben Rhodes. I got Lane Riggs. We've got Corey Heim. That's a popular one. There was one that was kind of surprising. Corey Day, I think that was the surprising pick.
I've always enjoyed Rockingham, and it's one of my most favorite things is winning this race. But Michael, I know that you've got a
The Truck
couple of
Series theme
Rockingham
song.
memories of your own.
I didn't even
Would you
hear
like to
it.
share those
I
with us?
must have missed
Well,
that.
Todd, I don't remember winning here like you, and I don't really remember anything great happening here.
Oh, what in the world?
Ran into the end of the wall and
Oh, Michael Waltrip hit the water barrels just like Kyle Larson. Well, I guess Kyle Larson did it just like Michael Waltrip.
I overestimated grip into turn 3. It ever happened to you, Carson? It happened to me that day.
It happened a time or two, but we're watching you, so I'll let you relive your days.
Well, we were coming to the white flag racing against my buddy Jeff Green, and I just got in a little bit hot and gave that chance to win the race away. But so much fun racing at this racetrack. But I will tell you this, back in the 80s, now that I think about it,
I think they repaved this place too. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but I think they repaved it.
What year was that, Michael?
this is in the 80s.
Like recently. Not like a
I wasn't even a thought yet.
I don't
I
even
don't
think
know.
his dad was born yet, probably.
Michael has some good memories here. Well, let's now go trackside for the most famous words in racing.
and then go to commercial.
And now, race fans, it's time for the most famous words in motorsports. Here to give the command for the Black's Tire 200 here at Rockingham Speedway. Please welcome Black's Tire Ambassador, Frankie Underwood.
On behalf of Black's Tire, our 1,100 associates throughout our 71 locations throughout the Carolinas, drivers, start your engines!
Woo! Rockingham is like 7 minutes away from being back officially. So that's exciting.
Love that sound. 35 drivers, they're ready to take on the challenge of the Rock. We'll drop the green.
All right. Okay, time to talk about something that has driven me crazy over the past few years. And maybe it's always been like this and I'm just now realizing it. But it drives me. It just, for some reason, it's bothered me the past 2 or 3 years. When they say drivers start your engines, they fire up the engines, and then they go to commercial on TV for 3 minutes, and all the drivers immediately turn their engines back off because they don't want to, burn fuel and all that or mess something up. And so then it goes quiet again, and then you wait another 3 or 4 minutes, and you go back to refiring the engines. Once again, this could have always been the way it's been, but I don't know. It's like you get all that hype from the engines fired up, and then it goes silent. And then you kind of got to get back into that hype. I don't know what I'm talking about at this point, but it's just something it's bothered me as of late. It just drives me a tad bit crazy. They did repave, which is what I was talking about earlier. There's no tire fall off now. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the state of the track was before, but if it was so bad that like it could have damaged cars, it was that beat up, then yeah, you got to repave it. I know that first time that NASCAR went to back to North Wilkesboro, they let it on the old pavement, 40-year-old pavement, and it shredded tires up. But at some point you got to repave it. And sure, usually when a racetrack gets repaved, the first couple of years aren't great racing. You got to let it wear a little bit. You got to let it get some character in a sense. But better sooner than later, if that makes sense. You don't want to try to make this last 3-4 years to the point that the track is falling apart. Remember Atlanta, at the end of Atlanta's lifespan, we were letting the track fall apart and we had to red flag races because chunks of the track were coming up and it was damaging race cars. So we don't want to get to that point, but at the same time, we want to see good racing. And I don't know what's about to happen here. I think one of the biggest things that's exciting is nobody's raced here in this field except for maybe Matt Crafton. Maybe there's another veteran in this field I'm not thinking of that's raced here, but I know we had a 50-minute practice session today, and that could help guys, whereas if it was just a 20-minute session, it could have been a little bit more chaotic, but we'll see. We will end up seeing, but it looks like we're back. They're talking about Bristol last week, Chandler Smith winning. We'll see.
What a big win that was for Chandler Smith. Just
All right, they're on track.
did it. I mean, you had
We're rolling.
Kyle Larson right behind him, and he stopped his hopes for a sweep last weekend. I mean, just it's incredible what this team has done.
How much
He's just
banking
been
does
so
this
perfect
track
all
have?
year long and got the win over at Bristol. That's just what it's all about, and we saw that coming. You knew when he came truck racing he was going to be competitive. Great organization with Front Row, and he is putting some laps down.
Okay, so to answer an earlier question, the capacity is 32,000. It's 0.94 miles. Turns 1 and 2 is 22 degrees of banking. 3 and 4 is 25. The straightaways are 8. Interesting.
Win every week it seems, and we're already on the front row for
But
this one. It seems like that 38 truck is a really hitting on the right spots at the right times already this early. Let's just hope they didn't peak too early so far in the season, but feeling really good about that race team.
Best qualifying effort for him, by the way. And yes, and how about the guy starting on the pole, Michael?
I just love that first-time pole sitter. A great lap in qualifying. These guys were just hammered down in qualifying.
I'm writing a question for you people in the chat.
And show the world that he can get it done. He's having a good season. I think we're going to see some good things from him tonight.
4 top 10 finishes for Jake Garcia, so it's just a matter of time. He's been knocking on that door. We talked about the front row here, side by side. A Thor Sport represented there on the pole today. Row number 2, Carson.
Yeah, right here on row number 2, just 2 guys with a very big difference.
Let's see what the people think.
Multi-time champion, and then Connor Mozak still looking for his first win, but had a lot of speed this weekend. Michael, you got in row 3 here.
I just love row 3. You got Lane Riggs and Bailey Curry. They're just
No, the way Cup has raced some of these, I guess technically Rockingham would be a short track. It's under a mile, but
watch row 3 when we go green flag racing.
the banking kind of makes the multi-grooved, and that's really kind of helped Cup racing, having those multi-grooves. Like Kansas, we've seen good races at Vegas, Auto Club, rest in peace. But well, I'm genuinely curious to see what these races here today and tomorrow are. But obviously the biggest question is Cup. What's going to happen in Cup? Or with Cup, if they will they come to Rockingham?
Expecting to see him move forward. Brandon Jones back here.
Welcome, Fantastic Priest.
Yeah, he about wiped that number 1 truck out in qualifying. Got really loose coming to the green flag. Was able to save it. But
oh, Arca's here too? So literally everyone but Cup is here. Truck, Xfinity, Arca. Huh.
Competitively on this racetrack, or will it be single file? We're going to find out early with some of these fast guys in the back.
Right. Keep your eye on the 1 truck and definitely the 11 truck.
Oh yeah, Brandon Jones is in this race.
All the action down there tonight. Top Bodine and Amanda Busick. Hello, Amanda.
Hey, Jamie, and if the excitement is building and these fans standing on their feet behind me, it was almost too much excitement for Stuart Friesing in qualifying earlier today with a hard hit into the wall, but luckily it was mostly cosmetic from what Stuart told me. He said that good thing they did not have to go to the backup truck. As you take a look at that replay there, the one thing that
Interesting.
is kind of special to this story,
40% say that Chandler Smith's going to win stage 1.
from Statesville, North Carolina, made the 2-hour trek down here for the finishing touches. This team pushed this truck.
We about to get the one to go? Maybe? Potentially? Yeah. In case you're new here, welcome everyone. We got 35 people at the time of me saying this. Welcome. We're about to be back at Rockingham for the first time in a decade, or over a decade. Obviously, I can't show the race because of copyright reasons, but I got it on my second screen here. I'll be watching it. We got the leaderboard up here, and we'll talk about the race as it goes. I'll put some polls in the comments. We'll just talk about the race. So everyone get Rockingham on. It's on FS1. And yeah, let's see how this first race at Rockingham goes. We got Jake Garcia on pole, Chandler Smith on the front row. I got Lane Riggs winning. We got some Corey Heim picks in the comments. We had a Ben Rhodes comment as ooh, my screen almost went away there. So yeah, let's see it. Let's see where this thing goes. They're on the back stretch. And once again, streaming is slow. So this is probably going to change before the streaming. So I'm going to do my best to keep my eyes up here so I don't see the spoilers down here. And also, I'm going to mute the computer during commercials because no one wants to hear the commercials.
200 laps, 188 miles. But look at those stages
are short, 45 laps, but stage one's going to be, we'll see what happens here. But green flag's about to drop.
Hey, we haven't seen a green flag stop in, well, it's been a while, guys. It's been since Homestead, the end of last
All right, here we go. Jake Garcia picked the top.
Flag is in the air, and we are racing once again at Rockingham. Jake Garcia on the outside. Chandler Smith on the
Smith's.
inside. Guys, you can feel and see the speed already.
You can see the rooster tails, a very dirty racetrack.
And Garcia's leading after turn 1 or turn 2. Oh, he didn't have a great 3 though, so Chandler Smith's right there. Oh, side by side for the lead. Lap 1. Oh, God almighty. I think they tied. I think lap 1's a tie. They're running side by side though. How about this? That's quite the start. Smith clear, or Garcia clear. Oh, they're wrecking. Oh, we already got a wreck. It's lap 2. Mozak, he started like 4th. Why are you already wrecking, man?
What a battle for the lead. Jake Garcia takes the
Okay. Nash Truck Night in America is going to get a little crazy, I guess. Oh, Bailey Curry. He had such a great race at Bristol last week. We didn't talk about that on Monday, but what a race for him.
And we saw it with Chandler Smith and Garcia up front, where the battle, it was just dirty and rooster tails, and it just gets tight, especially in 3 and 4, tricky corner.
Yeah, that was fast.
That's crucial.
Chandler Smith, I don't think Chandler Smith, I haven't seen a replay of the crash, albeit, but him and Garcia I thought were racing pretty clean for the lead. It was pretty intense, pretty fun though.
Yeah, right top right of your screen, Bailey Curry on the bottom, gonna get free.
What? Ankram's just up the track.
This
What?
might be a lap earlier for sure. So that's
Hello, Fox. Can we see the replay of the crash?
And you knew we were gonna have some tight racing. Look at there, Corey Howard. We talked about him moving up, looking 3 wide, and then up ahead.
Okay, so Ankram's just way up the track in 3 and 4. That's lap 1 though. Can we see lap 2 in the crash? Hello, hi. Oh, here we go.
Inside Connor Mosaic, which is what I figured
What in
would
the
happen
hell?
because the damage to Bailey Curry just gets free, and the second he gets loose, he has to track that truck up the racetrack, and Bailey Curry's there.
All right, so Mozak basically just wiped out Bailey Curry and himself.
You know how tight everybody's got to be, and that's where the side force takes it off, is because of how narrow this groove is, how narrow the rubber is, how narrow the grip is. They're going to be on top of each other, and that's just going to happen.
Look at those black marks as they
Hey, Fantastic Priest. That's not true. The trucks have Fox all season long, so there's no such thing as a done with the Fox portion of the schedule with the trucks. And commercial. But it's under caution at least, so I'll give it to you, Fox. You're doing it under commercial. But yeah, it looked like Mozak just sent it down there and kind of missed the turn and spun out. And as he was spinning, he took Curry. It looked very similar to what SVG did to Cody Ware last week at Bristol in the Cup car. Maybe that's a bad comparison, but I thought that's what the incident looked similar to. So Jake Garcia, under caution, he's going to get the stat pad a little bit. But really good start for him. Chandler Smith was giving him a really good challenge those opening couple laps, side by side for the lead, but Garcia was able to power around the outside, hold on to the lead, and then we had a caution, so he'll get to add a few laps. I love a good stat pad. And not to say that he doesn't deserve it or anything, but under caution you get to add some. You just get to add some statistics under caution, which is great. So let's look up Jake Garcia's laps led. It's funny, every time I hit Racing Reference, it takes me straight to Kaz Grala's page. It's been doing that for like a year. And I'm to the point that I don't know how to get rid of it, and I really don't care. So Jake Garcia, let's see here. Prior to today, he had only led 1 lap this season in 6 races. He's only led 45 in his career prior to today, and so far he's led 5. Good for him. First career pole, I believe. Yes, that is his first career pole. He has 4 top 5s in the trucks, 15 top 10s across 2 full seasons. This is his 3rd full season. So this is actually a really big day for him. Interesting. I'll keep that stat profile up. 45 laps. If he can lead 45 laps today, he will have led the same amount of laps or more than he's led in the rest of his career. I always love those weird random lap sled statistics. Not sure what you mean there, David. Oh, wow. All right, I think we're back. All right, we're about to restart here. So for those who missed it, we had a wreck on lap 2. Connor Mozak sent it down the inside of Bailey Curry and decided to spin himself and Bailey Curry out. But restart. Jake Garcia still leading, and he's getting a good push from Ben Rhodes' teammates. Oh, Smith's not going to clear him. He's got a big run down the backstretch. Well, this is looking very similar to lap 1. All right, Garcia's clear for the lead again. So he has now led 8 laps here.
Chandler going to be fighting for clean air. I think we're going to see, especially
smoke
in the back with Ben Rhodes at one point for something. But
no wreck.
Ben's with problems. You can see there's a gap.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Low tires, maybe left rear or something. It looks
something's
like
wrong with Rhodes.
Rear, right front. No, right front. At some point, or something. You see everybody slowing down behind him because
is he gonna wreck?
to go to the outside in case he blows a tire.
I think it could be an oil leak too. We don't know for sure what is going on.
I'm not really sure, but Ben Rhodes is dropping like a rock, and he is smoking.
Man, there's action all over this racetrack.
Gio Ruggiero in the 17 truck trying to hang on.
Oh, Ty Majeski just got under someone. Who is that? Who's a 15? 15, 16? It's 15. Tanner Gray. Rhodes is... He's going to blow an engine in front of the field. He's only back to 6th. Okay, now 7th. Now 8th. I mean, he's dropping like a rock. I think it might be mechanical.
You just dive in there and there's no grip because you don't have any air to lean on. You're inside of another truck.
Jake Garcia, about a half a second of a lead over Chandler Smith. Showing at .40 right now, 4-1.
Feeling that number 52 out as he goes against Dawson Sutton here off turn 2. Looks like they've done a nice
and Rhodes has dropped out of the top 10 just like that.
Another pass on the 26 of Dawson Sutton. Very impressive to be able to move up 11, now 12 spots right here. But yeah, a lot of air moving around these vehicles. This is the first time they're all on top of each other here. And a lot of speeds to the corner. So these trucks are a handful right now. They don't have these notebooks for race adjustments, tire
Rhodes is still, he's trying his best. Lane Riggs is all over the back of his teammate Chandler Smith. Hey, that's my pick, baby. Lane Riggs. With Jake Garcia still holding on. As we said earlier, he's only led 45 laps in his career. He's led a third of that today. Almost. He's 2 laps away from that.
Maybe he had an engine issue, but it's cleared up.
I think he didn't know what he had either. I think they, speeds are going so fast here. If he could just manage that right front situation, even if it was, just be able to manage the cut, the tire, or whatever.
Yeah, Ben Rhodes still getting passed by everyone. He's top of 3 wide currently, and he's down to 17th, 18th, 19th. He started like 4th. Ben Rhodes started like 4th. They had a problem. Oh my goodness, someone's in the wall.
I believe that was Jack Wood behind.
Jack Wood.
Contact with the wall. We're gonna have to keep an eye. Those right front fenders, Michael.
Yeah, there's something wrong with that 99 truck. So.
That's just a tough deal. If you hit the wall, it could cut a right front tire.
I just don't see any damage to the right front of that.
They're currently debating if it's a mechanical issue or if it's like a tire rub or something.
He hit the wall and qualified, and he's already gone around Ben Rhodes, so he's got a good.
Rhodes down to.
Amanda, what's going on with the 99?
Yeah, that fluid you saw coming out of the 99 was power steering fluid. I just took a look at Rich Lucian for that. He's going to come in as soon as he can. They've been hoping
power steering
out here to kind of save track position or save time for themselves, but I expect the 99 soon
That's not good.
How difficult is
Not ideal. Power steering going bad. Just 3-4 laps into a race. So that's unfortunate. We got another car coming to pit road. Excuse me.
It would be way easier, Michael, but these speeds are faster. You get worn out here, even especially me with how fast.
So Ben Rhodes dropping like a rock. Jake Garcia has a second lead. Oh my goodness. 1.1 according to this. If he leads every lap of the stage. Wow.
Yeah, I apologize. It was Nathan Bird, the 02, that I think hit the wall, not Jack Wood. Trucks look about the same, but as we see Connor Mozak has those tires, don't expect a lot of guys to come in stage one, so it's not like he's going to be able to flip the stage here. Has a little bit more fuel, but definitely going to have to get this track position the hard way and not plan on being able to flip the stage.
Yeah, I heard Hocevar correct himself.
He hasn't slowed down any, still marching forward. It's going to get around Ben Rhodes as Ben.
I listened to him. My bad.
Tony Breidinger in that red truck. He's coming up to go up against number 99 next.
Mike, let's take a look. Bottom of your screen, the right hand just gets on.
Yeah, Taj, we'll see what Jake Garcia does, but what a start for him. I mean, started on pole. He's led 20 laps. We just did a little statistical overview of his career. Prior to today, in his entire Truck Series career, 45 laps led. So he's already essentially led half of that in stage one of this race. So this could end up being a really big day.
And you talk about moving, and we knew he was going to be moving, and that's Corey Heim.
But he's pulled out to a 1.2 second lead here. Chandler Smith's got a little bit of separation from Lane Riggs. They were running right next to each other at one point. Honeycutt's in fourth, Ruggiero in fifth, Majeski sixth, Heim seventh, Tanner Gray eighth, Sammy Smith ninth. He's in that Spire 07 truck. And then Finhouse, Luke Finhouse is in 10th. Casey Candaway. Hey, that's my pick tomorrow. I think they got qualifying in the morning, and then the race is at about 3 or 4. Oh, Ben Rhodes went a lap down. And we got a commercial. All right. We going to get side by side? Nope, we're not going to get side by side. All right, so during this commercial break, we shall go to the statistics and the leaderboard. Once again, that laps led, I'm going to keep on talking about it. Jake Garcia, big day for him today. Chandler Smith is second. Lane Riggs third. They are a little bit off, obviously the leader. Then we got Caden Honeycutt, not far off Lane Riggs, and Gio Ruggiero is in fifth. Ty Majeski sixth. Right behind him is Corey Heim. You can see that gap is really close between the two. Then it's a little bit more of a gap, and Corey Heim makes the pass on Ty Majeski, as I say it. Tanner Gray is in 8th. Sammy Smith is 9th. 10th place, Luke Finhouse. Corey Day just fell off the face of the earth. I don't know why. He was shown here for a half second. No longer there. Matt Mills, 11th. Andres Perez is 12th. Parker Kligerman, 13th. 14th, Grant Enfinger. Daniel Hemrick, 15th. 16th, Raja Caruth. 17th, Matt Crafton. 18th, Stuart Friesen. 19th, Jack Wood. 20th, Brandon Jones, who started near the back. Dawson Sutton, Connor Mozak, who spun early in this race. Tyler Ankrum, who also, he didn't quite spin, but he got way up the track. Timmy Hill, and then we got a bunch of guys a lap down already. Corey Day, I do not know what happened to him. Are we under caution? No. Okay, Corey Day just went from 11th to 30th. And Jared, as you say it in the comments, Day up 7 spots. Well, now he's down like a lot of spots. Norm, no! Down 11 laps already in a 28 laps. That is tragic. But there is your running order so far. And we're still under commercial, so I got to find another way to stall. Jake Garcia, I'm going to say it for the 20th time here, has only led 45 laps in his career. Today, he has led 28 laps. Career day for Jake Garcia. 29 laps. Oh, my goodness. Chandler Smith still about a second off. And Lane Riggs still third. And I don't know what happened. Okay, you know what? I want to see what happened to Corey Day. He just fell off the face of the earth for no reason on the NASCAR. Corey Day pitted for an issue and now has a speeding penalty, according to Bob Pockris. Unfortunately, we were on commercial, so we did not see that. And now they're doing a slideshow of Rockingham. I guess we can turn the volume on for this.
You see your favorite driver on there, Michael?
I got beat by every one of these guys at this place. The Wood brothers won their first race ever in 1965 at Rockingham. Their first race at Rockingham in 1965. Not ever.
Saw our colleague Jamie
Well,
Murray. He was pretty good around here.
All right.
Wins.
So we're back.
Rockingham.
He's a talented racer.
Jake Garcia still leading.
Glad to see him doing TV. He's all over
About to
the
lap
place.
Timmy Hill in the 56.
How impressive is it where we come to a racetrack
Oh,
with so
what in
much
the world?
history,
Chandler
we come
Smith
to
is
a
caught
group
up.
that
He
we've
is
won
like
all that hasn't even
3
probably
car
seen
lengths
this race,
behind
is
him.
younger, if not as young
If my
as me,
visual is
that
correct.
doesn't even know really
And it's a big
what-
gap
what
back to third, but
Rockingham was
yeah,
like
he's
Michael.
catching up.
Look at him. He's catching up with Tyler Ankrum. That's really surprising. Ankrum is in danger of going a lap down here in this first stage. We thought he would be a competitive truck, and it isn't working right now for him. But to your point,
So Garcia, if he leads every lap of the stage, he will have tied his entire career in laps led.
and he's really getting it done here at Rockingham.
I really want to see if he can beat that number,
Ankrum, you get to see
because
it.
I just
It's
find
the
it
idea
so
of-
exciting when someone does that. They lead more laps in a single day than their entire career.
Jake Garcia, but
I'm just really weird like that. It's
you
how
know,
my
we can
brain
see the speed
works.
difference. A little bit of it is that Garcia can definitely run lower. See how low the Garcia is and able to carry that speed as Ankrum, just having
All
to use a lot
right,
of that
12
race
to
speed,
go
not
in the
being able to take
stage.
advantage of the center speed. But I tell you what,
47% of you picked Chandler Smith to win stage 1.
really able to,
It's a big moment for you.
Yeah, that experience from Chandler Smith is paying off here as he's trying to figure out the alternate lines
Uh-oh,
to be able to do
uh-oh,
something with
uh-oh.
Ankrum. And Ankram's going to try.
Chandler
to be the
Smith's right
biggest
there.
roadblock he could ever be, trying to stay
He's
on
not
the
quite
lead
side
lap.
by side, but he's right on his
12
bumper.
laps, but you can't go down this early and think you can come back and win the race.
I love this shot because you did. Ankrum way too high.
Wow.
I was gonna say, just went a little too high, got in the dust. But you were going to see Garcia then playing cat and mouse, instantly going different ways. One picking the other lane or the other. The lap before, Ankrum picked the bottom. The 13 lost the nose.
Lane Riggs has started to close up too, because the leaders right now are just going through traffic. So they're trying to make their way through traffic. Obviously, guys are trying to fight to stay on the lead lap. Oh, Garcia. Oh, he had to swerve there. All right, Smith's going to try to go up top with the lap car. I couldn't get there. Coming to 9 to go. Oh, here comes Smith. They're side by side. Garcia still led at the line, so his lap's led. We're still on that.
Nice job by Garcia for rounding
All right,
the corner.
Garcia, every time we've seen them go side by side, we've seen him, and right there he does it. Power by the outside for the lead. Now Lane Riggs is getting involved in this. We got 3 cars within a quarter of a second. Honeycutt's catching up to everyone's catching up to the leaders as they lap people. Wow, Lane Riggs just blew by Chandler Smith in turn 2. So Riggs is now second. 8 to go in the stage. We'll see if Lane Riggs can make the pass on Garcia, because Chandler Smith just couldn't. But the track is getting really dark. 7 to go.
Yeah, you add a little bit of temperature to that asphalt, and those tires don't want to grip quite as well. It's been really fun to watch the battle for the lead and the defensive job that Jake Garcia is doing, holding everyone off. They can get to him. They can't do anything with him.
Jake Garcia doing a really good defensive as you see Caden Honeycutt and screen coming into effect. But yeah, right now a 4-horse pony show at the dog races up front with 6 to go in the stage. It's pretty good.
That was good.
Thanks. Yeah, Lane Riggs all over the back bumper of Garcia.
Riggs is right there.
If Garcia just could slip off the bottom,
We'll see.
And just get a little out of shape.
It looks really hard to
Lane Riggs
pass.
To roll the bottom. He's so good through 3 and 4. If he could just get the left rear quarter and get the side draft and get alongside, it's going to be tough as right here.
Nope.
Almost as Garcia's going to track down the straightaway just to give Lane a tough angle, and that's going to make it really difficult on Lane. As maybe Garcia can
Oh, they're side by side off too. Riggs has actually got a little bit of a run. He might be able to do it here. We'll see. Oh, Riggs is sliding. Woohoo! That could have been ugly.
It's going to put Chandler. I'm curious
Well,
what he does. He pushes
now
his team
Chandler
very,
Smith is
very
just going to
nice
push
teammate
Lane
move
Riggs.
there.
Okay.
He could have easily gone to the inside with the momentum
All
he had,
right,
but
so
he
that
got Lane and
gives
recovered
Garcia a
it.
little bit of breathing room, but not a lot. He's still, they're still right on him. 3.5 laps to go in the stage.
I think we're seeing how important that clean
All right,
air
3 to
is.
go.
Garcia, I don't think, has as good a truck right now as the three guys that have pounded him down, but he's just able to use the air to his advantage and hang on. Can he do it for 2 more laps?
Look, if you're Lane Riggs right here, you're wondering, this is a good test, right? If this is late in the race coming to the win, how do you make this pass? You get a freebie right here with this.
Man, if you got to pass someone late in the race for the lead, you might have to bump him, honestly. Oh, as I say it, Lane Riggs side by side for the lead. 2 to go in the stage. Riggs is going to clear him. He's got him. A new leader, Lane Riggs. How about that? Garcia tried his hardest. But hey, 45 laps led in his career prior to today. 43 out of 45 led in stage 1 is not bad.
He literally is driving off into the sunset. The sun is setting. And that means the tracks are going to be changing here, so we'll keep our eye on that.
A battle for second right here with Honeycutt into the picture. That 13
Oh, yeah.
fade a little bit late.
Yeah, Honeycutt might get Garcia for second. Let's see. I'd like to see it. Okay, Garcia's going to get second.
Garcia, who had led all 43 laps to that point. Checker flag is in the air. The green and whites wave. Lane Riggs, first career stage win for him. Jake Garcia, second. Caden Honeycutt.
Really? Is that really the first stage win that Lane Riggs has ever got? Is that true?
Stage 1. Yeah, that's probably how he's feeling underneath that helmet right now. Lane Riggs gets
Yeah, so Jake Garcia leads 43 out of 45 laps in stage 1, but finishes second. Computer, stop doing this to me. It keeps wanting to go to sleep. No, I am live streaming. You should not sleep when I am live streaming. So what did we learn in stage 1, ladies and gentlemen? It's going to be difficult to pass for the lead, it appears. But if Lane Riggs looked like he had the best truck in that stage, and he indeed was able to, essentially, he was able to make the pass, whereas we saw Chandler Smith not able to make the pass on Garcia, Caden Honeycutt not able to make the pass on Jake Garcia, but Lane Riggs, who was clearly better, was. Outside of that, nothing crazy. I mean, obviously, we got some race storylines. We got Ben Rhodes having his power steering issues. We got Jake Garcia, who led almost as many laps today as he's led in his entire career off of his first career pole. Caden Honeycutt up there in third, but Lane Riggs looks like the best truck. And it looks like 46% of people picked Chandler Smith to win stage number 1. You were wrong. Ben Rhodes was 8% wrong. Jake Garcia, 25% wrong. Other was 20%, so I guess 20% of people were right. They will just end up, if you want to end up claiming Lane Riggs, there you go. But we're going to end that poll. And we got a new poll. No, I don't want, no, not that one. I can't click. Who will win stage 2? And we will do it off of Lane Riggs. But I picked Lane Riggs pre-race. I feel good about that right now. But obviously, Nash Truck Night in America shows mercy to no one. So we'll see how this ends up going. Well, Mr. Don't Horsey, if I pronounced that right. Enjoy the race. I hope you're having a good time at the race. But let's see. Who will win stage number 2? No, I'm excited to see how the rest of this race plays out. No, David, you make a good point. That's a really big deal for Lane Riggs because we expect him to be in the playoffs. We expect him to be a championship contender. So if he's going to live up to that hype, if he's going to live up to that potential, you're going to need some playoff points to get to that Final Four. And a stage win, a stage victory, that's Obviously, a really big step there. But here are your Stage 1 results. We got Lane Riggs, Jake Garcia, Caden Honeycutt, Chandler Smith, Corey Heim, Gio Ruggiero, Ty Majeski, Tanner Gray, Sammy Smith, who does not score points because he's an Xfinity driver, and Luke Finhouse gets that final stage point. Lap leaders, you got them right here. 6 laps led by Lane Riggs, 43 by Jake Garcia. We are back and
For real.
I'm not a fan at all of Talladega just because of my bad luck there, but Talladega is always fun and enjoyable. Just when I get on the track, it doesn't seem to love me the same way. So I always a little bit dread going there, but how we were in Atlanta, maybe I'll enjoy it, but I'm still looking forward to it. But every time I had a shot in the trucks, we had a flat or something dumb would happen, and same thing.
On the go with CeeLo, said Lane Riggs was your dark horse. Hey, that was my straight up pick. So, as I said, feeling good, but we've seen crazier things happen on NASCAR Truck Night in America. Does Lane Riggs sponsor Foreshadow Brawl? What is Lane Riggs' sponsor? It's not Love's. He's normally the Love's truck, but this week he's a black and red truck.
At Rockingham.
I don't know.
What do you think? Some adjustments here?
Oh, it's literally Brawl.
Maybe less towards the front.
In between the lanes, I see what you mean now. It's literally Brawl.
We know Lane Riggs has had 3 speeding penalties so far this year, and he's had a little bit of trouble. I remember at Homestead when I was pit reporting, that was kind of his Achilles heel on pit road. So a lot of pressure on these crews because we
pit stops coming up.
How tough it is to pass and how important track position it is. It's going to come on the crews.
You better be making an adjustment if you're up front because Corey Heim is a-coming, and if you don't make your truck better, he's going to beat you.
Yes, he is. All right, they're coming your way, Amanda.
Yeah, and one of those trucks coming is the 38 of Chandler Smith as he pulls into the very first pit stop here at Rockingham. That truck's going to take fuel and 4 tires. Chandler was telling his team that this truck just does not have grip laterally. It's way
I love how they have 3 cameras on the pit stops and they got 1 camera on the pace car. Okay, now they switched over to other pit stops. Let's see who wins this thing off pit road. It's based off of last week's qualifying. I was going to say Garcia's got the advantage, but maybe not. Oh, wow, the 9 truck. Grant Enfinger. What in the world? Caden Honeycutt looks like he's coming out first. Is that Grant Enfinger in second? Lane Riggs in third? Who's in fourth? Kligerman! All right. Did people take 2 tires? People had to have taken 2 tires, though. All right. Woo! Street Fighting League. All right, I'll take your word for it. I'm not familiar with every sponsor, so I don't really watch much fighting or boxing, so got no idea. Fantastic Priest, thanks for being here. Thank you to everyone for being here, but Fantastic Priest said bye, so. Well, in between the lanes, I'm not getting an IndyCar commercial. I'm getting looks like some sort of a medicine commercial. I can't really tell. Once again, streaming, I'm behind. kind of in between stages here, but I guess I could see what everyone's voting on the 50% think Lane Riggs is going to win stage 2 after he won stage 1. You guys were quite wrong on stage 1. Only 20% of people got it right. So we'll see. We'll see how you guys do in stage 2. All right, looks like we're about to get going
Park
again.
didn't go to victory lane for DEI. Just a special memory. That whole weekend was really challenging for the whole team.
Oh, I forgot. This was the
fans turned out.
Rockingham was the first race after Dale Sr. died. Steve Park won.
Steve Park's able to go to victory lane driving that one car for Dale, and just a special memory. There's the 3 hat, and you know, that was a tough weekend for everybody, but it was the right thing to do, and I'm glad.
Oh, now Hocevar's wearing a Dale Sr. jacket. That's appropriate.
And of course, look at the latest generation of racers paying respects to the 3. Dale Earnhardt. I love it. It matches your truck that you had, right, at the racetrack?
No.
Yeah, I just got the truck.
Yeah, okay, let me see if I can
pull
pull this
family
up.
things, and got given this jacket that was in my family, and
have you guys seen this?
Mine had it for a long time, and it matches the truck pretty well. And so I drove up here with this on and driving the truck. A lot of people think it's a Mike Skinner truck. I call it Dale, so it's a Dale truck.
Yeah.
So that is.
Well, we're happy to be at Rockingham. I mean, we're reliving a lot of these great moments. Michael,
Carson Hocevar
I'm so happy you were on there to talk about
bought an
that
old
moment
truck.
in our sport and what happened and moving forward at
This
very
old
racetrack.
truck.
I'm thankful for Kevin Harvick. He does such a great with the pipe.
And he drove it to like Darlington. I think it was Darlington. Yeah, you can see the Darlington 75 there. He drove it to Darlington because it's so close to Charlotte. And it made a lot of headlines, as you can see, NBC Sports article here, but it was just really funny, really random. So quite the interesting purchase from Carson Hocevar here. Oh, Crafton. Garage. Crafton to the garage. What in the world?
And that was causing sparks inside of that truck that ended up lighting, as we said earlier, that the dash was on fire, and that was the smoke coming out of it.
The dash was on fire?
Truck is being pushed back to the
I'm no expert, but that does not seem ideal. Oh, yeah, wow. Holy crap. It's a lot of smoke.
Yeah, it's a shame. He's had such a tough start to the season. Just another bump in the road here for that 88 team. I'll tell you what, Jamie, an electrical fire is hard to breathe in as they come back to the green flag.
All right, Honeycutt leading at the start of stage 2. We got Enfinger on the front row. Oh, Enfinger with a good jump. Enfinger might take the lead here. He does. Wow. Yeah, so some guys did take 2 tires, though. All right, Enfinger just launched to the lead, and he's got a good gap now. The biggest we saw the lead earlier, Garcia probably got it to a second and a half at most, maybe. But we got Riggs and Honeycutt side by side for second as Riggs clears right as I say it. Smith is up to 4th. Garcia's back into the top 5.
He dropped from second spot back to about 7th or 8th, but he's made a nice restart here, making some ground.
Made a nice adjustment on that 13 truck. He needed that to be a little bit better, even though he dominated that.
It looks like Riggs is closing in a little bit on Enfinger. It's down to 3/10. It was up to half a second at most. Yeah, Riggs is closing in. Taj Crafton had a mechanical failure of some sort. The dash caught on fire.
That's really impressive right there. That adjustment's working right there to be able to get to the right rear of the 38 and take it all that momentum and get the side draft and clear them all up into 1. That's going to be a pass we're going to see a lot of.
Yeah, Garcia up to 4th. It just went around Chandler Smith.
Drove off and led most of the first stage. He's good on new tires. We'll see if the adjustments makes him good as the tires get a little bit of heat in them.
Lane Riggs is right on.
Into 4th. Meanwhile, up front, Grant Enfinger on right side tires.
Haha, I cannot. That is a copyright, so that is a hard no.
he's your pick, I think, right?
Yeah, super impressive. Lane Riggs being able to hold the bottom better than anybody I'm really seeing, and that's gonna show up in the long run. You know, we're talking about tires not wearing and whatnot, but long run speed.
Top three are like all within. It says right now 4/10.
But one truck I'm also noticing that 45.
Crafton or not Crafton. I saw Crafton in the comments over there. Infinger Riggs, Honeycutt, top 3.
34 and 45 to stay as close as they are in dirty air this quick into a run. Look for them to keep moving forward late in this race.
So Infinger's probably rooting for Riggs and Honeycutt to just get side by side and just hold each other up.
In that dirty air, but he lost the rear end. Must be hanging on is Lane Riggs.
Lane Riggs being really aggressive there. You saw him swerving down the straightaway to try and keep that 45 behind him. That's all but brought Jake Garcia into the battle here. That 13 truck looking really good here on the short run.
Corey Heim slipped back a few positions. He's in 7th now.
Garcia running higher than the first 3 guys as much as we've seen, and Heim working his way.
And Corey Heim, we haven't really heard much about him. They're just now showing him. That's why I'm mentioning it. But usually we see him kind of just dominating up front, top 3 at worst. But he's just kind of been 7th all day. 7th. I think at one point he got up to 6th. So not the most exciting day for Corey Heim. Excuse me.
Carson, you know, is just about aero. You know, you don't want to be in that bad air if you can possibly have the truck versatile enough to move up high or lower to get away from the guy in front of you.
Well, that's why a place like Rockingham, it's not a smooth ride as we saw on board of Majetski's. You see the battle now with the 15 of Tanner Gray and Rajak Ruth, but this track isn't smooth. It's not easy to run the bottom. It's not easy to hit the bottom. It's not easy to move up, and it just has all these weird lines that you get a run off of 4 and you get a run off of 2, and 2 gets tight if you're on the top and everything.
Yeah, Riggs still just kind of sitting there 2/10 off.
That's keeping these trucks close together.
There's Daniel Hemrick just out of the shot. First time we talked about him today, running in the 13th spot just behind this battle right here. Daniel, of course, got the win 2 weeks ago at Martinsville. There he is. Grant Enfinger continues to lead the field here at the Rock. Lane Riggs behind.
All right, commercial time. Lap leaders so far, I think it's just these 4. Grant Enfinger's led 11 and counting because he's leading. Lane Riggs has led 7. Honeycutt 5. Garcia 43 laps led. He is our top lap leader so far. And he is he's only led 45 laps in his career prior to this race. So he has almost doubled his entire career laps led. And then yeah, as I said, I think that is indeed it. That is the lap leaders for today. It'd be so fun. I'm calling it now. Lane Riggs is going to make a pass for the lead under commercial. We're going to come back, and it's going to say new leader, Lane Riggs. That's just how it goes. Yeah, or a crash during the commercial. Yeah, good call there, Micah. That's usually, it's either a pass for the lead or a crash. Or some sort of caution. Engine expires. Debris flies off a car. Just keep an eye on these 2 if they flip. And then this little thing up here if it goes from green to yellow. Oh, look at that. Honeycutt's right there on Lane Riggs. Does that mean they're side by? I guess they're side by side. Oh, well, okay, look. There it is. As we said, Honeycutt just went from 3rd to 1st. And I'm too busy looking at, what is this commercial? I can't even tell what's happening. Is this a Ghost commercial? This looks like some DeWalt Tools maybe. Oh, it's a Modelo beer commercial. Wow, I was way off. Yeah, sorry. We couldn't see Caden Honeycutt go from 3rd to 1st. What are you going to do? So Honeycutt, let's look at his laps. What's his career statistics? Okay, we're back.
At the Rock, Caden Honeycutt has gotten around the 34.
As we said, as we predicted, there would be a pass for the lead.
Gentlemen, let's
Oh,
take a
he's
look
had
at
206 laps this year already. Wow.
Off your screen right here. Right here, the 34 made a really good crossover maneuver. Going to get loose, as we've seen before. Going to get loose once.
Oh,
twice.
yeah. Wow.
Be able to pinch, but see the 45 out of the screen. You're going to see it drive all the way to the inside, take advantage of it, and slide him.
That's exciting.
He's got momentum. The 34-9 side draft each other. The 34-9
So Riggs and Enfinger were side by side in 3 and 4. Riggs just went up the tiniest bit, held them up, and then Honeycutt got a huge run and passed them both.
Now Garcia to third. As we've lost touch with Enfinger, he's fallen all the way to 6 now.
Dang, he fell off a cliff. What?
Working for him, fast truck right now. But Jake Garcia,
All right, 7th. Good grief.
At the start of the race, that adjustment looks like it's coming, working good for him too, as he's got his truck up into the 3rd spot.
Really impressive right here for all of them. As Corey Day currently 3 laps down with a right rear. Currently down pit road again.
Yeah, I can't remember who. Someone picked Corey Day. Yeah, that's going horribly wrong for you. Ben Rhodes is now fixing that power steering issue. Someone picked Ben Rhodes too. If you pick Ben Rhodes or Corey Day, here's how your day is going. No pun intended.
What's the latest on the 99?
Corey Day 29th, Ben Rhodes 28th, and they're 6+ laps down. So whoever picked those guys. So that's tough if you were the ones who picked those 2 drivers.
Contenders to start this day earlier with practice and qualifying.
Honeycutt's extended out to about a half a second of a lead.
And Corey Heim, the fastest 2 trucks on the track. They're both solidly in the top 5. You can see here the 17 of Giorgio. He's having a great run. He's got a really fast truck and is doing a good job.
Oh, pass for the lead.
There's the battle for the lead. Nathan
What?
Bird in that 02 truck.
All right, Riggs is back to the lead.
The way of Caden Honeycutt, and
Look down for 2 seconds.
door to open up for Lane Riggs.
Riggs leads here for the 2nd time today. He won.
What just
6-1.
happened?
Look at him setting sail. See you guys.
Honeycutt looks a little free or something to be able to not have him be able to run the bottom as good. And Nathan
Okay,
Riggs took that line
cool.
away from him. And Lane Riggs, we talked about, been super good on the bottom. Rolled by both.
Garcia's up to 3rd.
Garcia making his way forward. They made that big adjustment, fell back a bit, but he's moving forward as Lane Riggs continues to lead. We'll step aside, but you won't miss a thing.
Were we not just on commercial? Okay, it's side by side at least, but okay. Cool. Oh man, one of the Hendrick cars just sent it up and about wrecked someone. I can't tell if that's Raja or Day. I think it's Raja. Man, Riggs is running away. He's already like 0.8 of a second up. A second. Man, he's gapping him all of a sudden. I mean, what in the world? So I was looking down at this, and then they were like, oh, new leader, and I look up and just suddenly, so I don't know how Riggs got by. I was looking down. That's my bad. But Riggs just now blowing everyone out of the water, more than a second ahead. Good grief. Is that Heim? Oh yeah, Heim's up into the top 5. Can Riggs win a race in the regular season last year? He won during the playoffs. I kind of forgot about that. He won, I think, the first 2 playoff races. I think it was Bristol and Milwaukee, maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But, yeah, obviously you want to win whenever you can, but ideally in this system you want to win before the playoffs start so you can be in the playoffs. Oh, here we go. We're back.
Crossman Truck Series presented by Mother's High Performance Car Care. Lane Riggs continues to lead here over Caden Honeycutt.
Yeah, and the thing is, we're about to be back on commercial because the stage has, what, 6 laps to go? 5 laps to go? But it looks like Lane Riggs is going to sweep the stages. John, Corey Day has had quite the day. Let's see what I did there. He had a tire going down and he had to pit. Then he got a penalty when he was pitting. And now they've just had continued problems with the truck. So now they're like 8 laps, 9 laps, 10 laps down, 7 laps down. I was so close. So they've had a bad day.
Click off one more spot up to 12th.
Connor Mozak, you mentioned him, Michael. I mean,
3 laps to go in stage. Riggs has a 2.5 lead. That is the biggest lead we have seen today. Garcia's 3rd. Chandler Smith 4th. Corey Heim finally breaks into the top 5. Majeski, Enfinger, Ruggiero. I pronounced that one wrong a lot. Parker Kligerman's 9th. 10th, Connor Mozak, who spun out on lap 2. Tanner Gray is 11th. Friesen, Caruth, Hemrick, Mills, Sammy Smith, Sutton, Perez, Brandon Jones in 19th. 20th is Finhouse, who scored points in stage 1, by the way.
Final lap here of stage number 2. Lane Riggs, remember, picked up his first career stage win earlier. Trying to hang on here to pick up stage win number 2.
Jack Wood doing his best to stay ahead of Lane. I don't think Lane's going to contest him too strongly. Pretty big lead, over a second for Riggs as he comes to the green and white checker.
So, congratulations. 29% of you correct in your stage pick.
Caden Honeycutt, Jake Garcia, they stay in that order. Chandler Smith and Corey Hunt.
And we're about to go back to commercial. But congratulations, 29% of you picked Lane Riggs to win the stage, and you were correct. Last stage was approximately 20%. It was the other selection, so we don't have hard numbers on that, but good job, everyone. Now it's time to end this poll and see who you think. How many laps left in stage 2? Stage 2 is over, Taj. Lane Riggs just ended it. Let's see. Who wins the truck race at Rockingham? I'm sticking with my pre-race pick. I'm sticking with Lane Riggs. And the rest of the running order is... Okay, here we go. Or other. And... Alright, there we go. Now the stage, Shane, I'm showing that the stage is over. I mean, we're on a commercial, but... There is a grape playing basketball, and he just shattered the backboard. I'm not making this up. Okay. Sorry, it was not a grape. It was a blackberry. Not the phone, like the fruit. Some of these commercials really confuse me. So looking at our lap leaders today, 22 from Lane Riggs, though he has swept the stages despite not leading the most laps. Caden Honeycutt's led 12. Jake Garcia led the opening 43 laps of this race. Excuse me. Scrolling a little bit further down, Grant Enfinger led 15 laps on a bit of an alternate strategy. That's it. That is it for our lap leaders. As we come back up here, and as I said, so let's see how this third stage goes. It looks like by the time we get this thing restarted, we're going to have about 100 laps to go if I had to estimate. So Will they go the rest of the way green? We've only had one caution for cause, and that was on lap 2 when Connor Mozak got into it with Bailey Curry. We have seen no big incidents take anyone out. We've had some mechanical problems. We've had some tire problems, but nothing major. So
NHRA, baseball.
Let's
We have horse
see what happens, if there's any chaos, if there's any incidents, or if we go green the rest of the way. The way this race has been playing out, it's been a pretty clean race. And I think we're on like a 20-race streak of no overtime in the Truck Series. So does that end today?
These boys are playing in the sand, having a good old time.
It's the Sand Hill region of North Carolina.
There you go.
See the stage points on the screen. Lane Riggs, impressive 20. Kane Honeycutt, impressive 17. And I bet you this is a career day so far for Jake Garcia.
Started off strong with that pole. Now we'll see where they go with the strategy.
Really doing it on a big stage here in Rockingham.
Time for pit stops for the second time, Amanda.
Chandler Smith comes back to that first pit stop here at Rockingham. He pulls into that team that he assembled back in January. It will be 4 tires for Chandler Smith as we take a look at that. But he told his team that while he's better laterally, he's hitting the splitter on entry. Todd?
Yeah, I spoke with the crew chief, Phil Gould, on the 45. He said Caden got a little tight as that run went, but Phil feels like it was just the left front tire being wore out, the fact they only took 2 tires that stop. So 4 tires with no changes for Caden Honeycutt. The 34 Lane Riggs, he feels like the racetrack has stopped changing. They're going to make some adjustments, a little bit of air out of the race.
Oh, wow. Chandler Smith first off pit road. Second. Is that Raja? Yeah, that is. Raja second. Parker Kligerman third. Sammy Smith. Daniel Hemrick. Mozak. Wow. Quite the shuffle up. I mean, the guy who's swept the stage is 10th out of pit road. We've seen a lot of altering tire strategies. So that'll spice things up. That could make for some... is chaos the right word here? It could make for some exciting, some interesting, something spicy. Yeah, we'll see, because Caruth, Raja hasn't really done much yet. I mean, most of these guys, Raja, Parker Kligerman ran the back half of the top 10 in stage 2. I haven't heard much from Hemrick, Sammy Smith, Ankrum, Mozak. We haven't really heard much from them, but now they're up here. I mean, Chandler Smith has been in the top 5 most of the day, but he's been 4th or 5th. Garcia's clearly better than him. Who else? Lane Riggs, Caden Honeycutt. So we'll see, I guess. But could make for an exciting beginning of the stage, at least, if everything gets all crazy. I mean, look at the average running position. Raja 14.2. Kligerman 11.1, 14.7 essentially for Hemrick, 12.6 for Sammy Smith, 22.4 for Ankrum, 17.5 for Mozak. As well, he's fallen off the face of the earth. Someone did at least. But look at Honeycutt, 3.23. So he's now kind of back in traffic a little bit. Haim is 7.1, so he's running about the same. Lane Riggs, though, 2.35, and he's back in 10th now. Jake Garcia, 2.56 and 14th. How's he going to do in traffic? So we got a lot of shuffling here. So these first 10 laps, if we go green for these first 10 laps of stage 3, that's going to be really interesting to see which one of these guys gets shuffled back, which one of these contenders makes their way through the field the quickest, or if these guys can just hold on. Or if, what if these guys like Raja, Kligerman, Hemrick, Sammy Smith, Mozak, if they hold up Honeycutt, Haim, Riggs, Enfinger, Jake Garcia, if they hold them up and Chandler Smith's able to run away with a 4-second lead, I don't know. This could change the outcome of the race. Obviously, these altering strategies. The Fox robot is staring into my soul, so that's fun. Race, please come back. Oh, thank goodness.
Truck challenge,
All right.
and these two drivers, you see Chandler Smith, Daniel Hemrick, both got the wins the last 2 weeks. If they're the top finisher of the eligible drivers, they will take home a total of $150,000. If it's somebody else like Elaine Riggs or Parker Kligerman, Raja Caruth, they'll take home an extra $50,000 tonight.
Well, those two teams you talked about, Hemrick and Chandler Smith, they both took 2 tires and gained a lot of track position. Or Chandler just moved forward, but Lane has got himself positioned, and Parker Kligerman, he took 2 tires as well to get into the story.
For the second straight time, right?
He has yet to put left sides on that thing. They'll let the tire changers have been thankful they haven't had to work that hard yet. But yeah, I'm curious how this seems to work out. He got himself in the top 10, got himself some track position.
Also, what's a fuel run at this track? It's so new that how long can you go on fuel? Can you make it the rest of the way?
That strategy to win this race.
It's a good one.
I like it.
Yeah, Brandon Jones, you see that one car.
Grandpa Gus is sponsoring Brandon Jones.
That's good.
That's funny.
Wheel got away from him on pit road.
Oh,
here it is.
Sure did.
Tire sitting on pit road. The official goes and gets it. That means he will restart tail end of the longest line. So he was already back there a ways, so giving up a few positions there for that penalty.
There's no hiding that one, Michael. There's no like trying to plead your case, right? It's pretty obvious, especially when we put those stickers on those tires.
You got Sammy Smith, Connor Mosack also moving well up into the order with that strategy play. So this is going to be fun to watch.
All right, here we go. About to start stage 3. It's going to be, as I said, about 100 to go. We'll see what they can do, how long they can make it, and whatnot, and what this shuffle up of the order does.
As you see Sammy Smith, this is the highest he's been all day.
Right behind him is Connor Mosack. We saw his problems earlier.
They were used to seeing that 07 truck, though, up front.
Hey,
that sun
one of my cords is under the stupid wheel on my chair.
Here as we race into the evening.
Oh my goodness.
It's going to change too. I think it's going to cool off enough at the end of this race that maybe this track will change, and we'll see who that benefits as we go toward the checkers.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Okay.
Philosophies. We heard Lane say he thinks it's done changing, but I think there's a few others, Michael, that have adjusted.
All right, here we go. Stage 3.
As we're back under green with Chandler Smith, Raja Caruth restarts on the front row for the first time this evening.
Side by side. Smith should get a run on the outside. That's been the trend today. No, Raja's still there, though.
With Raja on the inside, could be a tough pass to pay off, but side by side, still down.
Still side by side. How about this?
So hard to hold that bottom, as you can see. Raja struggling. It's going to open up the bottom for
Kligerman could try to make it interesting if he wanted. Oh, Raja washed up a little bit. And Chandler Smith's clear. And they're side by side for second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Oh my goodness.
Wow, what a battle. Look at all that
mess.
Wide again, there's Lane Riggs in the middle. Going to lose a lot of spots here as they're going to train him on the outside. Going to be able to get tucked right behind the 11 as the 81 way up the racetrack. That's going to help Lane Riggs recover right there. But the biggest loser
Sammy
right
Smith
now, 07 truck right in the middle of your
just
screen,
dropping all of a sudden.
Majeski got a little bit loose and slowed his momentum, and that hurt the 07.
Oh my goodness, the 81.
Mosack continues to run way up there where no one else is. I keep thinking he's wrecking, but he seems to be keeping pace with the field.
They got those tires dirty one time, and he just keeps landing up there and just making him worse.
Hemrick to second. Okay, sure.
Garcia, guys, the 98,
Kligerman's in fourth.
Guys stuck in traffic. They hadn't been in traffic.
Lane Riggs. Oh, Honeycutt. That was our first guy that we've seen really just run top 3, top 5 all day. He's up to 5th. Himes 6th. Riggs 8th.
Oh, Tanner Gray gets huge wiggle, washes up the track, gives up.
That'll get your attention right there. That thing got away from him in a hurry.
There's contact in front. That was, I believe, Mosack again at some point. Dawson Sutton maybe. As you see, they're all sort of.
Oh boy, this is a pack right here. Oh, they're wrecking. Oh, they're trying to wreck. They're trying. The 66 is trying to wreck. Oh, he thought about it. He really wanted to wreck there.
You see it there on the left rear.
Mosack got to be able to take advantage of the line he's been running last.
You might need a pit there, man.
Action, but going to be a tire rub on the 66 machine and a lot of contact happening.
Oh
Oh,
my
there's
goodness,
also
now
pulled up
26
maybe
is
the
off
right front
pace.
now,
What is
something
happening?
out of the groove at some point, slow. I believe we got a replay for you.
Yeah, this is what happens when they go 3 wide into turn 3, and they're just
I don't
fired
know
up
what the
room for everyone.
17, 66, and
Damage to
81
the
were
left
doing there,
front
but
of-
it did not
right front of
work.
fin
And the
house.
66 is the
Watch
biggest
what
loser, it
Tyler
appears.
Ankrum sees as he looks ahead. There is just trucks all over each other here. We're on board with the 18 here.
Just a case of Mozak not giving enough space, not maybe a late call flat wide or something, but yeah, a lot happening right there. But I think really because Mozak had so much going on in 1 and 2, he hadn't fully recovered and known exactly where it was on the racetrack. Just put him in a tight spot.
Man, Rockingham is
work around
trending
these
on the
trucks.
Twitters.
See, Luke Fenhouse gave up a lot
That's
of track
exciting.
position back in 21st.
That's a big deal.
Had a rub on that right front, but it looks like it's clearanced itself. Let's hope that doesn't mean it rubbed the sidewall of that tire and he has a flat. Because a flat right front here will hurt. Nice little loose truck off turn 4.
So much going on.
Lane Riggs is trying to get around Kligerman for 4th.
That gaggle moving forward. He's gotten up to 5th tonight, but guys, he hasn't been
Chandler
able to move past
Smith's-
that. Hasn't led a lap yet tonight. It's been a lot about this man right here, Chandler Smith, as he continues to lead here. You see that led 13 of 107 laps tonight.
I think that might be about the biggest lead we've seen. He's driven off by just over a second, and there's Daniel Hemrick.
Caution.
Oh, caution's out.
What's happening?
Hemrick using the strategy to get those two
Hello?
tires. He's
What's the
got track
caution?
position, and he
Oh,
likes his truck.
Majeski. Wow.
Damage for our defending series champion, Ty Majeski.
Back of his truck is destroyed.
That brings out the 4th caution this evening. Wow, that's a big hit.
Yeah, that's going to be,
All right.
you know, potentially the end of his race, or really, really difficult to
Yeah.
be able to repair. A lot of damage right there.
The camera is also all tilted up.
Basically, the whole underbody of that rear tail going to be tough.
He might be
Smoke
done.
already filling the
As
cockpit
Carson
from the
Hocebar said,
pyros.
he might be
He
done.
was
Tough luck right there.
he was running 10th at the time of this
Yikes.
impact. Take a look back here.
He's on the inside of Grant Enfinger, and we know how easy it is to get loose down there.
So we're not going to go caution free to the end, as I
And
had
that's what
suggested. Okay, he just
Got
lost
the
it. It looked
right
like.
rear out, no air to lean on. That means a loose race truck.
Dang.
went around.
Well, that sucks for him.
Before, Michael, remember a few weeks ago in Martinsville, just running real close on the bottom, trying to get a little tight, and just gets in too deep, too shallow,
Yikes.
and time a jet ski around and pays the price for it this time.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have. Let's see what the altering pitch strategies are this time. We've seen a bunch of 2 tires, alternate tires essentially, and
Oh, right there.
he got some air. His rear tires got like all the way up.
Wall, but not the same for time a jet ski as that Soda Sense truck
Wow.
is. You know, seemed
90 to
very
go.
You know how hard it is, Carson, when you're that outside truck, you can almost sense that the guy below you's in trouble, and you just roll up and give him room so he doesn't take you with him. And I think you saw some heads up driving there by Grant Enfinger doing just that.
A lot of experience in that Grant Enfinger machine, and just easily able to unwind the wheel. And unfortunately, been sort of a characteristic of Ty. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes, but when it does, unfortunately, it's on the inside of trucks and just gets loose, trying a little bit too hard on entry, and just unfortunately just the wrong side of it.
What are we going to do about this? Timely caution. You could make it from here, and we know the tires don't fall off.
Well, there's the
People
answer.
come and get some gas.
All right, so you indeed can make it to
If you're
the
not up
rest
front, I think you
of
definitely take advantage
the
of it,
race
but,
if you stop here.
I think almost everybody potentially is going to be able to want to take advantage of it, right? Because you're not going to be able to flip it. Once the guys are good on fuel, they're going to stay out the rest of the day.
Yeah, and
they're going to stay the rest of the day. So you're not going to be able to catch a yellow and hopefully flip them and get better tires and get back through the field. I think you're really going to see a lot of people come down. It's just now 2 or 4 or none.
Yeah, none might be the option too, but if you're going to come down and that's a call you kind of make on the fly. If you see a lot of trucks come in front of you, you might take 2 or just no tires at all to gain track position. So these crew chiefs, these spotters will be reporting in what's happening and who's doing what as these drivers make their way down pit road.
Well, you have a lot of variables, right? Do you think it's going to go green to the 89 or what? There's so many different options.
They'll have a little bit more time.
Commercial. So, all right. Here's your leaderboard at the moment. Get yourself a good look at it. Slowly go through here. Find your favorite NASCAR truck driver. And there's the end. So yeah, under caution here, less than 90 to go. Red? What? Look, it says red flag. Wow. Okay, sure. Cool. We're under commercial currently, Taj, but that's what my computer says. That's what the NASCAR website says. It says red. It could be wrong. Maybe he's leaking a bunch of fluid all over the racetrack and they had to red flag it. All right, hold on. Let's see what the internet has to say. Bob Pockers will know. He'll know. Oh yeah, it's red. They have to repair the fence. All right. Well, while we're under red flag, I will be right back. I'm gonna get another water. All right. Back. Yeah, they're repairing the fence.
I broke a wall.
Safety team.
I broke a wall once up at Bristol.
That's a big impact.
So it's possible. It happens. There you see the drivers getting some water from the safety team. There's the sucker punch truck. Isn't that nice when that shows up?
So nice when it shows up. And then we're so rude. We throw the water right out. Right when we're done, we don't wait for them to come back and throw it in the trash. We just litter and throw it on the ground. And
So yeah, red flag.
Another look at the
Single
impact
car
that led to this
incident
red
with
flag.
Ty Majeski, and he hit the wall so hard they got to repair it
So
here.
many trucks getting loose down in the bottom, and what happens is they slide.
Man, I said that I thought his rear tires caught air. Yeah.
odd shape in the one, right? With the way he was going in, you see it's kind of straight.
I'm trying to see if there's like a dent or something in the wall.
Side draft the 9 and kind of pull away, which ends up giving him a shallower entry, and just has to put a lot of wheel. And the second you do,
Can't really see the wall after the
side force
impact.
comes off your truck, you have too much wheel, and you're just not ready for it.
Watch this thing snap on him right there.
Yeah, right when he goes to add wheel, he's instantly trying to correct it back, and you're just already behind. You already got to be ready to go with your hands and already unwinding the wheel if you want to catch it, and you just got behind.
Such a helpless feeling when it goes wrong like that, because once it snaps, look at that impact. Back tires off of the ground.
So Ty Majeski is back in the garage. So is his teammate Ben Rhodes.
I have no
who
idea
had
how
the
long this
steering
repair is going to
issue
take.
Earlier.
And Matt Crafton.
Yep, Matt Crafton. He had the dash catch fire. Stephen Malazzi is off and in the garage as well.
Having to weld that wall back together.
Now, right here, this is what I was talking about just before. This is the 26, just going to be coming into your screen now. 26 at 81. Hard in the outside wall, a little bit the 81,
yeah.
But this is where that 26 of Dawson Sutton's right front got cut down, and potentially why Connor Mozak got behind on his spotter.
How do you even fix the wall?
Where exactly he was, and pitched those guys into 3.
I'd love to know what that
just trying
process
to recover
is.
from getting into the wall again. I don't think anybody's gone higher than Connor Mozak for as many laps as he has so far.
Well, somebody pushed him up there in that case, because you can see the left side is kind of used up on that 81.
Hello, Jamie. Welcome back.
He came out of it okay, because the 26 ended up down pit road, and that was maybe the 26 getting loose under him, and he got loose under the 44. Connor Mozak came out okay on both ends of it so far.
Well, there's been a lot to stay on top of. Todd, what do you have?
Well, I'm here with Dylan Capello, Lane Riggs crew chief. Dylan, you got another fast hot rod there. That F-150 is looking pretty good, and your driver's wheeling.
Yeah, Thor Sport is having a bad day.
What do you think you got for the end of this race?
Yeah, I think we got a good shot at it. The truck's been really good all day, you know. We kind of chased it a little bit in practice and took our best guess at balance-wise where we're going to fire off here, and he's been pretty happy with it. So just some small adjustments away from where he was really comfortable. So I feel really good about it, and we'll see kind of how the race plays out here in the closing laps.
You see that little grin going? He's got something up his sleeve.
Yes, he does. Dylan Capello, I like it. He's a racer himself. He still goes around all these weekends off. He goes out there and gets it done himself.
Yeah, obviously super young, but seems like a real winner. Even when he goes and races, I remember seeing him win somewhere or another. But yeah, I mean, honestly starting to turn into the guy that a lot of teams are fighting for or fighting against or keeping their eye on. They're able to do a lot with that 34 truck.
Oh, we got some sparks going on the fence.
Work continues on the turn 2 wall.
Man, they're going intense up in there. I can't really tell what they're doing, but there's some sparks. Can't really tell what they're doing. Corey Heim, there's a bunch of comments about Corey Heim. Corey Heim is 4th. He's yet to lead any laps today. Average running position of 7th. He's been in kind of that 5th to 7th range all day. But as I said, he is indeed 4th now. Not much else, really. Can Garcia do the unthinkable by winning, despite him being the only one doing good today while everyone else is not? I'm assuming you're talking about Thor Sport. So yeah, Thor Sport rundown. Jake Garcia had only led 45 laps in his career prior to today. He led the first 43 laps of this one. He's got an average running position of 3.71, and his teammates, well, there's one of them. That one just crashed, so 23rd is the highest he'll be for the rest of the race. Ben Rhodes had power steering problems right off the bat. And then, Matt Crafton's had problems. It's a bad day to be a Thor Sport. Jamie, they are repairing the wall, believe it or not. Hit the wall so hard that it needed to be repaired. Let's see here. Rockingham is indeed trending, so that makes it easier to find on the Twitter. Yeah, so they are literally repairing the wall. And, yeah, you see? Look, they're literally repairing the wall right here. Earlier there were sparks. Whatever tool they're using is making it spark. It looked like whatever panel this guy's holding, I think they're adding on or something. I don't really know. We still got 90 laps to go. We're barely over halfway. Does Rockingham have lights? That's a serious question. Helicopter. Exciting. Oh, well, look at that. It's the first thing when I Google. They have Christmas lights, according to AI. They plan to install permanent lights. Does that mean they have lights right now? All right, well, I'm now further confused. All right. So like a helicopter parade going on. Oh my goodness. People are talking about darkness, so it appears there are not lights. So they really got to get this thing going.
We got race trucks.
Oh my God, that
Love
was
to be here, especially
perfect
this time
time
of
to
year.
come back on the
Carson,
volume.
You don't strike me as a golfer.
No, what'd you shoot?
I shot a 79 on Wednesday. Thank you, Brandon Suggs, for the Venmo.
I think I was like 179 if I went punting. So
You just drive 179. You leave the golf in.
Everything's working out just fine for you,
I
buddy.
got a high score, and I thought it was good.
You're doing good here today. Happy to have you with us as well. They're working on the wall. The turn 2 wall got knocked out. You saw what happened, the big impact by the 98 of Ty Majeski. So they're working on that. Our pit reporters are covering.
Oh, it's yellow again.
And
Darkness time is 7:50 p.m. Eastern.
You know, this safer barrier
That's
was
a
actually
little
installed
bit
back
over
in
an hour
2011.
15 minutes from now.
2011, they installed that in order to get the truckers back to Rockingham.
Yeah, that's an innovation that many race car
If it
drivers
gets
in
to
the country are
7:50
so
p.m.
thankful
Eastern,
that,
the next time the leader crosses the start-finish line, it will be 2 laps to go.
The safety inside the truck, as you
So
see
we'll
here,
see. If it
full
gets a little
retire
crazy
ammo
here and there's a
with
bunch
the
of
head
crashes,
rest
we
and
might
head
get to
restraint.
that
But for
point,
me,
but I
the
don't
first
think
time
we're
I
there
raced
now.
in
I
this
think
area
we're
and it
good
didn't hurt,
for now.
That was the biggest safety innovation
As I said,
in my
we'll see.
world.
We're being told that the pits are open, and Michael, you talked about
Oh,
that this
people are pitting.
opens up that window. They could pit here and be done for the race.
And if I don't have track position, I'm definitely doing that right now. And I'm a little bit
You can
surprised
definitely
that a
tell
lot of
that the
trucks did
sunset
take
is
advantage
there.
of that because of the fact that we haven't seen the ball off the tires.
Parker
We've seen
Kligerman's in the
guys
pits. Tanner
just get 2 tires
Gray.
and be able to outrun guys with 4 tires.
I can't
So
tell who
a lot
that
of
is, and I
strategy
can't
going
tell
on
who
right here.
that
It's gonna be
is.
good for
Jack
our
Wood,
broadcast
maybe.
because you're gonna have a lot of different guys going in different directions.
Yeah, the highest guy
Oh.
that came down pit road 6, Parker Kligerman. We've seen him take 2 tires all day long. Finally able to put 4 on it. Grant Enfinger, one of those, he was 9th, and the next were 13 on back. So a lot of mixture of guys, but all kind of towards the back. Or,
We haven't seen a
you know,
ton of
like
tire wear
Kligerman,
today, so we'll
he
see
needed a
if
reason
this
to be able to
makes
come
any
in
difference. They've
and
only
stop.
run like
Well, we saw
15
that
laps
big
on these
impact by
tires.
Ty Majeski. He's out of his truck and with Amanda.
But some guys have taken 2, some have taken 4, so.
Ty Majeski here in reflection outside of the care center, and we talked a little bit off camera about the video of your in-car and how the wheel snapped. What could you have done different, Ty?
Yeah, you know, obviously this place is narrow. Hard racing at the end. We were, you know, giving each other quite a bit of room early on, and then that room kind of goes away as we get to the last stage. And yeah, I can't really blame Grant. You know, he held me tight. Obviously took the air off my right side. Yeah, just embarrassed, honestly. This last 3 weeks really isn't who I am as a driver. Feel so bad for everybody at Thorsport, Duke Ronda. Yeah, I just need to be better. So apologize to Soda Sense, and you know, they're a great partner, and we're gonna right the ship here. We got a lot of races left of the season, so obviously got wretched and really embarrassed myself. So need to right the ship here and on to Texas.
We'll see. In Texas champ.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the champion taking
Yeah,
this
it's a
one
rough
hard. And
stretch
we've
for
seen
Majeski.
this
He's
story
wrecked
before.
himself
He's down in the
here,
dumps, has a string of
Martinsville.
bad races, and then he turns
Championship
it around.
hangover.
Did
It's a
it last year,
championship
comes out and
hangover.
wins the championship.
Yeah, pretty honest and self-critical right there, obviously. but
Who pitted
yeah,
there?
works
Does
on
it
the
give me
trucks
a
himself.
last
He's
pit
there.
stop?
As we see the first 3 versus
Does,
last
but it's
3,
not
obviously a
showing
big
me.
difference there, but you know, running up front at Martinsville.
I know for
and
sure we
running
saw
right or left down
Kligerman
three,
in the
and then end up running here.
pits.
You know, just a
We're at the
tough
choose.
stretch of races that I'm sure they'll bounce back up. And these aren't their best tracks, right? Martinsville obviously really good, but you know, when we get late in the
Tanner
year,
Gray,
those
I swear I
tracks
saw
tend
him in the
to, you know,
pits.
get 3 or 4 at a time, and that's really where they show up the best, and that's, you know, where they're able to take advantage of it and build on that momentum.
Chandler Smith chose the top as he got to the choose zone there. We're coming back to the green flag. So we'll see him roll from the top, see if that works again. Daniel Hemrick on the front row with him.
All right, let's see what happens here.
Yeah, I just spoke with his crew chief,
86.
Josh
It'll be
Brown.
85 to go
They
at
took
the
right
restart.
side tires, but Josh said they're 30 laps short on fuel. So you can expect them to get down to the end of this race and probably only take 2 more tires. Because of that, they're not going to need a full tank of fuel.
Just a splash on Todd or half a tank of, and I'm really enjoying right now the differing strategies, and I'll really enjoy it when I see who had the right one, because there's definitely going to be a play that's going to make a difference in the outcome of this race.
And look who's lined up right behind the 19 of Tyler Ankrum. Corey Heim, and I just talked about it. He hasn't led a lap yet.
Here we go.
This is the best he's
Restart
been. So
time.
what can he do here? As we'll wave the green flag once again with 85 laps to go at the Rock.
Look at those fans on their feet cheering their favorite driver, and we're back to green racing at the Rock.
Bottoms tends to,
Hemrick's
you know,
still there.
be able to hold tight, and Hemrick
Is Hemrick going to clear him?
almost power to lead, barely to the
Oh, it was close, but not quite. Smith's going to launch it.
I thought he might be able to, but the 19 had to lift really early, being able to be guarded against that side.
They're side by side. Himes up to third. Oh, boy. Himes going to sit 5th to 7th all day, and he's going to dominate the last half of this race. Riggs is there, too. Riggs swept the stages. He's arguably had the best truck all day, so we'll see how this goes. As I say that, he's getting passed by a bunch of people. Heim to second. Caution. Oh, no! Friesen's destroyed. Oh, his right rear. Oh, good grief. Friesen's done. Tanner Gray's in it. He's kicking up a bunch of dirt. They're going to turn it into a dirt track here in a minute. Oh, Matt Mills.
Good to see the window net down. Really
Man,
hard hit.
We might get another red flag here.
Really quick snap, free moment. I'm sure there was contact with how aggressive that thing snapped, but we saw it quick out of our screen. Lost sight.
Tanner Gray's stuck in the grass. He's trying to get out, but he looks kind of stuck.
Turn 4 on the outside, back into the 15, and involved a few others.
Tanner Gray's just.
That 42's leaking a bunch of fluid.
I couldn't see, Jamie, who snapped first, but it was an abrupt move.
Oh, Taj, you just missed a big wreck. Friesen's destroyed. Tanner Gray's done. Or maybe. He's stuck in the grass. He's trying to get a... he looks kind of done. And then Matt Mills is out, too.
Primary truck had a good race going, and now it's just destroyed.
And not surprisingly, we know how hard they are to drive when you're down on the bottom and you lose that air on your side. And as these restarts take off, Carson, and the laps wind down, you're just going to get more and more aggressive. Like you heard Tom Majeski say, he said, I can't blame Grant. He didn't do anything. He just took up a little bit more space. And
it looks like they're making Tanner Gray get out.
Absolutely. The air is moving around. It's good to see everybody getting out. Obviously, a lot of hard hits. We're going to see a replay here. Let's take a look. Stuart Friesen on the bottom of your screen. That's going to be obviously who we're focusing on. The 42 of Matt Mills going to roll maybe to the right rear here. Stuart Friesen. Oh, it's Roger.
What in the world?
Got loose, and then he got pounded.
Oh.
Yeah, nowhere to go, Stuart. Stuart got a tight moment, got stuck behind the 71 as he got...
Man, Kligerman got so close to getting in it.
An amazing job of missing the spinning Stuart Friesen.
So Raja Caruth just kind of slipped up the track a little bit.
Nothing he could have done about
hit,
that when Raja
or
got loose.
Friesen hit him just a little bit, and then Friesen hits the wall, and that collected Mills, and he slid down the racetrack and collected Gray.
Stuart could have done nothing the 42 Matt Mills could have done, but really nice work from everybody out back to avoid that, pick that up.
Watch this again.
Just a big loose moment from Raja right there. And gosh, Tyler did a really good job. Andres Perez in the dirt, realizing that, not panicking, turning right out of the grass. As you see Tanner Grace trying to keep the throttle down, just spinning around, stuck in the dirt. But
yeah, I picked Lane Riggs pre-race.
Avoiding it again, and unfortunately, I mean, you could have involved 6-7 pretty good trucks here that have fuel to make it. That could be factors here. That could have had their night wiped out right here.
We're back to a red flag. Oh my goodness, 2 red flags in like 10 laps, or 3 laps really. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Oh, we got a guy dressed up as Dale Earnhardt.
That's awesome, Carson. Your jacket makes me so happy, and that uniform makes me so happy.
They know they're on TV right there. That's awesome. That's
see the drivers involved in this most recent wreck, and it is red flagged for the second time this race. A lot of fluid on the race.
As I said, if we start wrecking a bunch, you're getting more red flags. We're going to be cutting it close to the sunset time.
Pictures with fans? I like it.
That's awesome.
We got to complete 82 laps in about an hour. We got about an hour to complete 82 laps. Because the fastest lap... Do we have a fastest lap? We have the last lap. But that was under caution. So do we have a fastest lap option? That's not what I want. I'll start. No. Okay, the NASCAR app doesn't have it either. I don't want the last lap. I want the fastest lap. Okay, I'm going to attempt to figure this out. Give me a minute. Maybe it's on the raw feed. Okay, raw feed. Here we go. Best lap time. We're in the 23s. Okay. So we're running 23. Let's call it 24 seconds. 24-second laps. Google says it's a little bit over 30 minutes, so I guess we got plenty of time theoretically. But if we keep wrecking, as I said, and there's not fall off, so we got to get this thing going here. Started late in the day, don't have lights. It's getting a little close to sunset if it's indeed at 7:50. Piece of debris is stuck in the safer barrier. Oh my goodness. It's the walls. We had to fix the wall the first time. Now we got a piece of metal stuck in it. Or debris. Piece of debris, I guess is the technical term. Oh my. Oh, here we go. We're back under caution. That's good.
Series live from Rockingham. Jamie Little, Michael Waltrip, and Carson Hosevar with you. Todd Bodine and Amanda Busick covering things on pit road. Well, it's been an exciting race.
Oh, we got the leaders pitting. Wow.
And we have some takers, Amanda.
Literally all the leaders.
Chandler Smith come into his pit stall number 1 here at Rockingham, and man, he looks to go.
That's probably going to give us a new leader.
In race wins. He's had quite a season, but he's just telling that team, I need better front turn.
19 to Daniel Hamrick's coming in. Needs about 4 seconds of fuel, but I believe they're going to put tires on here. Last time in, they only took right sides. No, fuel only. Daniel Hamrick.
Wow, fuel only.
You just really have to give it up for Goodyear. You know, they come to this new track and haven't been here in so many years, and they're building a tire that these teams can mix up the strategy with. They can take two. They can just get gas only. I love this.
Yeah, big winners that were the ones that got the free pit stop earlier. But yeah, a lot of left side tires, no tires, fuel only. Interesting to note, though, Corey Heim didn't pit the first time and didn't pit again. Very interesting. He's going to be really light on fuel. Not sure the game plan here, but he's alone on his own island right now. But he's going to refire from lead.
Gotta go.
Oh, wow, yeah, he sure did stay out. I wasn't even paying attention to who stayed out.
Well deserved. These tires are really bulletproof, and right now you guys are talking about left sides. The only reason they need to put left sides on is to get a little grip back, maybe change the handling of their trucks. Wear is absolutely not an issue on either the left or the right, so great job, Goodyear.
Got that right.
What Goodyear brought here, the right side is the same that they ran at Darlington and Miami earlier this season, and the left side same for Bristol last week. So they put it together and getting an attaboy all around.
What an interesting top 5 right here. You know, Andres Perez, Ruggiero.
This isn't interesting. I'm sure if we go to the top 10, it's interesting. Oh, well, these are all the guys who pitted, so never mind. But if you're Corey Heim, you stayed out, you're in the lead, you've got essentially a 4-car buffer to the guys who just pitted. And I know that tires aren't a big issue, and heck, some of these guys didn't pit for tires. But these are the best trucks all day. Honeycutt, Lane Riggs, Chandler Smith, Daniel Hemrick. He hasn't been up there all day, but these have been your best guys today. Honeycutt, Riggs, Smith, and Garcia have been the top 4 most of the day. So if you're... Hello? Oh my goodness. That was freaky. You need to run away and let these guys hold up them so you can run off in the distance, or just hope, and then just hope it runs green to the end, I guess. Unless he's short on fuel, in that case, then well, I don't know what the plan
Toyota's
is.
leading the way. It's all been about Ford
So
much,
Heim and
pretty much all
Ruggiero
day.
have pitted.
Here comes
They last
Toyota
pitted on
as the last
94.
spot.
Everyone else is lap
We just saw
112 or
him avoid
later.
a big crash, and now all of a sudden he's fourth and lined up with the second.
With the most recent on
He's
lap
been all over the
119,
place.
which is obviously
16th, 23rd,
pretty close to now.
22nd, and now fourth, and the two guys in front, can't make it. So I mean, realistically, he's second. And then how about Andres Perez? Talked about him just learning all day long.
And
This 77 machine. Saw him in the grass a minute ago.
Great avoidance.
And now into the top 5. Done a really good job so far. And just always tends to find himself in the right spot. Did the same thing at Martinsville, able to get a top 5 there, or a really good strong effort. And Daniel Hemrick, first one off pit road. We saw fuel only right here. 6 right now. That 19 truck starting to come into his own a little bit here. Not 100% perfect with the raw speed yet, but doing a really good job of keeping that truck up front.
There you see Caden Honeycutt in the 45, fast truck all day long. He's kept it up toward the front. And
surely we'll be restarting here soon. You would think, you would hope. They spent all that time on the red flag.
3 laps tonight. Certainly been a contender. One last week, trying to back it up with another win in a row, as we see the choose right there.
Let's choose it up, Jamie.
And it looks like Heim likes the outside.
All right, yeah, 1 to go.
Ruggiero takes the bottom. We always have the saying, winners choose front row. Granted, you want to be with your teammate at times, but Gio Ruggiero able to take the front row. We've seen the bottom win 50% of the time so far. It's been hit or miss depending on the push. I really like Enfinger as a pusher, and that's, as long as Ruggiero
Helicopters
can get
are
through
back.
the box and through the restart, I think that could be a good deal.
But watch that 17 truck of Ruggiero. We know how aggressive he is. We know he's a rookie and how inexperienced he is. He's in a bind right here. If he tries to get into turn 1 too deep, that thing could get loose. We've seen it happen before. It'll be interesting to see what the young racer is able to do.
Take a look at that damage, Michael, on that right rear quarter panel Ruggiero.
Some damage is good.
I was just saying, very rarely is damage good. That's exactly what they build these trucks for, that when it hits the back bumper and flares that right rear fender out, that's exactly how they want, and that's a lot of rear.
No, that's the thing, Jamie. I don't, so
He's going to need every bit of it.
don't know where they're coming from.
That Toyota pace truck about ready to take that.
And the closest
The 11 warming up his tires
airport
a
to
little
me
bit.
is like 20 plus miles away.
Going down here at Rockingham. It'll be 77 laps to go at the line. Corey Heim, Gio Ruggiero.
Ooh, Heim got a good jump there.
Yeah, Ruggiero
He's
tried
going to
to
clear
take it
before
really well.
1.
He
Good
just-
grief.
to be on the left
Smith's
corner,
trying to make it 3 wide. I don't know if that's going to work.
top on Andres Perez, gonna be
Oh, okay. He made it work.
1977, but able to make that work. He's going to clear.
I don't know
77
anything.
and be able to keep that momentum moving.
Look at those trucks dancing around, man. It's such a handful on these restarts.
There's a lot going on.
Honeycutt loses a couple of positions there. Jake Garcia going forward.
Chandler Smith up to 5th, Riggs to 6th, Garcia to 8th, Hemrick 9th. Hemrick actually went backwards there. Honeycutt 10th.
There with Honeycutt in that 91 truck. Seen Luke Finhouse all over the place as Jake Garcia is down on the bottom against Perez.
Battle for 7th right now on your screen. Garcia trying to get
Heim hasn't
7th.
exactly
Garcia
gapped
has a
Ruggiero.
really strong truck, going to be able to clear easily here and move into the 7th spot and continue moving forward.
Garcia's led the most laps of this race, 43 early on when he started from the pole. You mentioned Jack Wood, the nice run. He needs a good run, and today could be it. Just outside the top 10.
Yeah, behind him, Brandon Jones had that loose wheel, able to have a little bit of a battle right now for 12th with Sammy Smith. The one of Brandon Jones, haven't talked about him all day, able to start moving forward and try to put him at least into the picture.
Looks like Riggs and Smith are close. And obviously, as I said earlier, Riggs seemingly had the best truck early, but with all the altering strategies, it's been kind of unknown. But then he just lost his spot to Garcia, so...
With all the effort that went into getting this truck back and ready for this race, it looked like you were pinched there.
I'm starting to pull away a little bit, up to 6/10.
Yeah, no, just big thanks to all my guys. Tried to go wide open in qualifying and kiss the wall, and they did a really good job putting it back together. It was just as fast all race as it ended practice, and was just trying to bide our time. Saw Raja get loosed and tried to check up as much as I could, and got run over. So it just is what it is. I mean, I'll tell you, the last 2 weeks we've had really fast trucks, but it really makes me question if all this headache's even freaking worth it anymore. It's it's what I wanted to do my whole real life, race at this level, and you know, the top 2 series are not in my lifetime, so this is what I live and die for, and maybe just not with it anymore.
Wow, that's hurt. You know,
Did Stuart Friesen just tease his retirement?
In New York or up in the Northeast tomorrow night and Sunday night.
I don't know if you heard that, but Stuart Friesen, so they've had a rough couple of weeks here, and he essentially said the top 2 series aren't in my cards. Is it even worth it to keep coming out here and doing this? That's basically what he said. Okay. Wow.
But like you said, he's just brokenhearted right now with this team just endured
And
today.
it could just be heat of the moment or something.
A lot of it came out, and you know, he's gonna go on to next week. He wins. I'm sure he has a little bit of a different mindset. I'm sure.
Winning makes everything better, doesn't it?
Winning makes everything better, and you start playing by different rules. You start doing a little bit of everything, right? So it's been a little bit of a long stretch for Stuart, and you know, I'm sure that team will bounce back.
Wow, the fastest truck right there, the 11. He ran 23 flat. And also, Gio Ruggiero is keeping pace with him as well. I just don't see any way they're going to go. We talked to a lot of the team principals, and they said maybe 95 laps with enough caution, but I haven't heard anything.
Heim's about to pull out to his second lead, and no one like Riggs, Chandler Smith, Jake Garcia, they're not really slicing and dicing through the field. I mean, look at that. Chandler Smith is 5 seconds back, so those are your best trucks so far, and they're stuck in trap. Like, if this thing goes to the end, if Corey Heim can make it, this might be it, but there's still a lot of laps to go. They don't have a lap thing up. 65 to go, it looks like. 65, I think I did the math right there.
We saw a big moment. This is a battle 12th, 13th, and 14th on your screen.
And that's why it's so fun, because everywhere you look around this racetrack, there's battles. There's guys that are running up the track and trying to hug the bottom, as you see here with Brandon Jones versus Rockingham.
Jamie, you're predicting a caution with 13 to go.
Brandon Jones, he had that penalty earlier. He came down pit road. One of his tires got away from him, had to restart on the tail end, and he's moving forward, going in the right direction. 13th right now for Brandon Jones. Just behind him, Raja Caruth.
And just behind them, Connor Mozak. And Jamie, you've talked about all the stuff he's been through today. He's still trucking right along, right up in the top 15, trying to chase this three-way battle down.
The tone of the race, I feel like, has changed a little bit with so many different agendas that, you know, some guys need a yellow, some guys don't, and some guys need to just be able to take care of their truck and know they're going to be able to get more spots sitting there, biding their time, and letting
Let's
the
look
race
at the lap
play out,
leaders.
because they know some guys can't make it.
Heim with 19, Enfinger 15, 23 for Smith, 24 for Riggs, 43 for Garcia, 1 for Hemrick, 12 for Honeycutt. We haven't really seen anyone dominate, but we've seen trucks that we think are better than others. Like, we think that Garcia, Riggs, Smith, like, those are some of our best trucks. Honeycutt at times, but with the altering strategies and not a ton of tire fall off, it's kind of made for a mixed bag.
You know, that's going to get us enough fuel. It's just not working out like that right now. But
Stevie Joe Sampson, it's 2 to go at 750, 750.
So tire fall off isn't happening.
So that's 35 minutes difference. So we still got a little bit of time to go before then. So if this thing stays green to the end, we'll make it. If there ends up being a bunch of crashes, it could be in question, but for now, we are good to make it to the end, as I said, if we stay green. So we got about 50 minutes. And commercial. All right. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a confusing thing when we had to fight the sunset, but only thing we can do about it is move up the start time, I guess. Well, at least we got the side-by-side going. 59 to go. Yeah, I guess we can I do a second poll? Let's see. Oh, nope, I can't. Well, that sucks. So I'm just going to ask it in the chat comment. Oh yeah, Gio's down to 7:10. It was over a second. It was like 1.2 just a minute ago. So he's either closing in, Heim is saving his stuff, or I don't know. Maybe he just had a bad turn. I don't know. Like any of those three are possible, I guess. David says 10 laps to go will be the last caution. Remember, the Truck Series has gone a long time without an overtime race, so you could argue they're due for one, I guess, or you could just say it's never going to happen. Oh, Matt Crafton's back on track. He just got lapped for the 42nd time. Or was that the 43rd? I don't know, but he got lapped a lot. Chandler Smith up to 4th, but he's 7 seconds off, so I don't think that matters. And Heim has pulled it back out to a second 1.2 advantage according to this, so maybe Heim just had a bad lap. Oh, it looks like we're back.
Welcome back to Rockingham as Corey Heim continues to lead as we have 54 laps to go in our return to the Rock. 12 years, fellas. And we're back here racing. It's a beautiful night.
12 years. How about
that?
We
talked at the beginning of the show about strategy, Jamie. Because of these wonderful Goodyear tires, when do you get gas? When do you get tires? And it's all playing out just like that. I'm so intrigued about what Corey Heim, Gio Ruggiero are going to be able to do. They're going to run out of gas. They can't make it.
All right, so that's an alternate. These top two can't make it. They need something to happen.
What's the report from down yonder?
Well, Carson, I think you have got a future as a crew chief. You hit it right on the head. They just, right after you talked about Tyler Ankrum, they just told him, look, we are not racing these two guys in front of you. I need you to lift a little bit early on the straightaway and squeeze the throttle slower on exit. All we need is a couple of laps of fuel.
Wow. So Tyler Ankrum is close, but they can make it if he saves a little bit of fuel. He's in 3rd. Corey Heim and Gio Ruggiero cannot make it. They are way short on fuel. So they need help or something. They need something to happen. I don't know what they need to happen, but they can't make it. Ankrum is essentially the leader right now. He's got about 2-ish seconds, a little bit less than 2 seconds to Chandler Smith, who for sure can make it. Everyone from Chandler Smith on back, I think, can make it. So if this goes green to the end, it could come down to Ankrum versus Chandler Smith, or if Lane Riggs can get up there. But Lane Riggs is 1.7 back of his teammate.
The guy that's going to win the race. He's faster than Chandler right now, than Ankrum. Chandler Smith is running him down, and he's got a little bit more cushion, 7 more laps of cushion on his.
Yeah, it's down to 1.3 between Ankrum and Smith, so I wonder at what point do they tell Ankrum, just go. We think we can make it, or we're going to get past, like, just go. Because Ankrum he got close to winning earlier this year at one of the races. Was it Atlanta?
But they don't ever tell you the truth. They tell you 80 to 82
Here,
or 3, and they probably are thinking more like 88 to 92. So he's got to feel okay about it.
Well, luckily, a few of those laps were under yellow that he got to hopefully save and do everything. And, you know, when he catches a lap truck down the straightaway, hopefully he's using the draft correctly and lifting a little bit, not running those RPMs too hard. And, you know, there's so many things he could do. Lift a little earlier.
Ankrum, he finished 4th at Homestead.
And he knows
Okay.
defense is important, but he can't let, you know, he's got a 1.6 something lead right now to Chandler Smith. That's important gap because he can't let him get too close, get in that draft, and then start having to race. He's got to be able to.
Ankram's 4th in the points. He had a close call in terms of winning. 3rd at Atlanta. Maybe that's Martinsville 2nd, 4th at Homestead, 4th at Bristol. I don't think it was Bristol. So maybe it was Atlanta that I'm thinking of where he got close.
So a little bit more to the good.
I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear Ankrum had a close call to winning
Can go about 20 more laps.
this year.
Be looking for a caution. between now and then to get to pit road, because if there isn't, it's going to be.
So how short are Heim and Ruggiero?
Team. And as you spoke about Chandler Smith's little over a second deficit, well, he shrunk that. He's got it down under a second now.
Well, this could have been the yellow at one point for how aggressive everybody's being right back here. A few guys on different laps and different strategies. You see Rajah Cruz on the bottom there, currently in the 12th spot. But yeah, just very interesting strategy from the 11 and 17. Like, I just don't, I'm a little bit confused of, you know, it just seems like a really high risk for a little bit of reward of just having a miracle caution come when you're right when you need it, or a few cautions even. For how good that 11 truck is, you know, it just could be a really big missed opportunity.
44 to go.
If it doesn't work out this way.
Ankrum 7 seconds back of second. He's 9 seconds off of the lead, but as we've talked about, top two can't make it. He's got about a second and a half to Chandler Smith in third. Ankrum does have to lift and coast a little bit, I guess, but should be able to make it, you'd think.
But the hourglass is running out very, very quickly. You see, even in traffic, running super, super competitive lap times, you know, stronger than the field, even in traffic. But, man, that hourglass is slowly running out, or very quickly running out, I should say.
What a great handling truck. We knew he'd be part of the story, Jamie. We thought the biggest story of the day was the
Garcia's trying to take 6th from Infinger. He's had a great day. He's been top 10, top 5 all day. Led the first 43 laps. Well, Jamie, not hoping for they need a caution, I think, because otherwise they can't make it on fuel.
Really strong day for that 13.
At least that's what they're saying.
The best we've seen him run. And with all his, you know, teammates having misfortune, right, to be able to be the guy. I think if you picked one ThorSport truck to have the best day here, I'm not sure if Garcia would have been the name a lot of people would have said, and really proven those everybody here that he could drive a racetrack pretty good.
And if you do it at a place like Rockingham, I mean, the tough racetrack, that's just really an impressive run that he's having, being able to keep that truck so fast. Look at him driving the heck out of it. A little bit loose there as he laps Timmy Hill. But last time by, he was the fastest truck on the track, was this 13 of Jake Garcia.
Wow.
Guys, we talk about Corey
I mean, he's 14 seconds back, so at the moment, that doesn't mean much in terms of the win.
Heartbreak a couple times, Michael. Let's take a look back here. This was Homestead. He's leading the field. Kyle Larson's in there, and his truck starts shutting.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Heim.
A couple times, and he still was going to win the race. But the third time, it bit him, and he was just like, what else are we going to do? And then Martinsville, dominant truck, flat tire laid after some contact into the outside wall. So that's he's 1-2. That's another 2 that were his races because he was that strong.
And then now you got here, right? Like leading the race, strong truck. He wasn't strong early, but obviously able to have a monster pace. Out front,
not much is changing right now. It's just down to if a caution happens and when do Heim and Gio pit.
You know, he's needing a miracle almost, or a very, very timed caution, and we're not just saying, man, look at that 11 go off into the sunset.
Well, he's now led the most laps in this race, 45 and counting. The question is, when will Corey Heim come into pit?
This is the guy that I'm interested in. I talked about the fact that Chandler Smith was closing on him and he was rolling off the gas. I think he's stepped back on it because the last couple of laps he's been able to put some more distance between he and Chandler.
It's a second and a half difference between Ankrum and Chandler Smith, and that's what we think is the battle for the win right now.
It's been 130 races. Kentucky in 2019 was his last win. He's hungry.
Do you remember how he won that race? Fuel mileage.
Yeah,
a little bit. Some sort of similar story here. So he knows how to get it done when fuel seems to matter. So hopefully he's doing.
What in the
everything
world?
right
Okay, hold on. Is this true? Look at the back half of the top 20. The gap. 2 laps down in 16th, 2 laps down in 17th, 3 laps down in 18th, 3 laps down in 19th, 4 laps down in 20th. 23 laps down in 24th. That's all right. I didn't even notice that until I looked at the leaderboard. That's so odd. You don't see that a lot. I mean, maybe at like Richmond when the whole field, like I remember a Richmond Xfinity race a few years ago, like only the top 3 finished on the lead lap and like 12th place was 2 laps down or something.
There you see.
But yeah, you don't see that very often.
Caution doesn't fly. That's a pretty big if, though. We've talked about how tight things are and how tough this track is. Don't think that a caution isn't out
I
of the
think
question.
we got 40 minutes until the sunset, and we got 33 to go, and we're running 23-second laps. So I think we're going to make it to the end, unless it becomes a crash fest, obviously.
One restart, one really good restart.
Yeah, Gio's closing in on Heim. I mean, ultimately, it's not going to matter unless there's a caution. So
they're going to need it now, or really
Ankram's just holding gap to Chandler Smith.
need all the laps he can get when that restart does happen.
Michael,
How about Perez in 8?
It is, and we're hoping right now. We're hoping for a caution, and we're hoping for it really soon because our low fuel light is.
Yeah, Jamie, but tires haven't really mattered much today because, I mean, we've seen guys take 2 tires, no tires. I mean, tires have not been a big factor today. So, and also you got to factor in that Heim and Ruggiero are going to go a lap down when they get pitted, when they pit. So it's not ideal, and there's not a lot of laps left.
On fresh tires, so they will make a difference now that they have this many laps on their tires.
I mean, we're hoping, right? You see the 11 crew getting ready.
Oh,
ready
looks
go
like the
down
11's
road.
about to
They call
pit.
him down pit road. But
Crew's on the
talking
wall.
about the truck racing being so clean, there's so many consecutive
Yep, he's pitting. So that's it for Corey Heim. They tried to do something different. Didn't work out for him, but they tried.
It's just a matter of time for him. He's on the same
So Ruggiero is going to get to lead some laps here. And he's on the same strategy on the same lap, so he's going to pit here in the next few laps.
Yeah, unfortunately, that hourglass ran out for Corey Heim. Loves his truck, no adjustments, just 4 tires and fuel.
There come the tires.
I am really shocked.
So Ankram versus Chandler Smith. Ankram was close on fuel, but they said if he saved for a bit, he should be able to make it. So if he saved the last 20 to 30 laps, he should be good.
This could play out just as you guys have been talking about. What a moment it would be for Tyler Ankram.
But everyone else should be able to make it.
130 truck races.
And that truck is as good as it's been all day. You can see Tyler really hugging the bottom of the racetrack. Last time by, he beat
1.1 to Chandler Smith, essentially.
Down by a second and a tenth.
So if you're Tyler Ankram spotter here, all you're going to be wanting to say is lap times. I'm sure, I mean, every driver's different. Everybody wants their different preference. But right here, you're just trying to match lap times. You're trying to give your driver confidence. You're saying your lap time chasing you is this, he just picked it up, but so did Chandler. All right, 51 to a 52. That's right now the speed. 100th better advantage to Ankram. You're just reminding him. You're pumping him up, giving him the biggest confidence you can. You're 26 laps, 26 qualifying laps. That's all I need from you. And you
Chandler Smith is not close. The closest he's got is this 1.2 right here. It's been like 1.2 to 1.5, just kind of yo-yoing back and forth. So
bring him to us.
unless Ankram messes up, or obviously there's a caution, this feels pretty settled, I guess. It was a crash fest for like 2 seconds, for like 5 laps. Outside of that, there wasn't much. So we haven't had a crash since the Friesen. Who else was in that? Friesen, Tanner Gray, and who else? Matt Mills.
You see Corey Heim back on track, slicing and dicing, trying to make up some time.
He's a lap down, Jamie, so he's got a lot.
First car 1 lap down though, so he's 13th, but
got a long way to go though.
Yeah, we only have 12 cars on the lead lap. 19th place is 4 laps down.
This is an impressive run for Andres.
Yeah, but Riggs has been arguably the fastest truck, but he's 2.5 behind, and he'll have to pass someone. I just don't think he can get there unless Ankram massively messes up.
yeah, he does a really good job at something.
And as I said, he still has to get by his teammate too.
There at the end, somehow get there. Doesn't matter what. Just keep your truck in good tack. Be able to avoid wrecks like he did, but just be smart. Just be able to complete all the laps and be there at the end and take advantage and be able to run good laps when it matters. And that's what he's been able to do on multiple different tracks. And he's starting to see the results pay out and doing it again here at a really, really difficult.
Yeah, I mean, Ankram's already pulled it back out to a second and a half.
Champion last year, doing a really nice job.
22 to
Mexico
go.
City, Mexico. He was the truck champion down there. Been racing full time here in America. Having the race of his career today.
I think so, and it's impressive to do it here at Rockingham.
Ankrum ran a 10th better than Chandler right there, able to run a 6.0 to a 71.
Corey Heim, he's in 13th. He's 1 lap down. He just had to pit. They couldn't make it on fuel, so they had to pit.
20 to go.
Craftsman, 20 to go. All right.
And Tyler Ankrum, Jamie, is saying, no caution, no caution. No, I don't want to see a caution. I've got this thing in the back.
Yeah, Heim is the first car 1 lap down.
More on Chandler Smith, who's chasing him and just running really smooth lap times. Right where he wants to be right now as that sun's beginning to set here at Rockingham.
Ankrum's only won once in the trucks? I thought he had like 3 or 4 wins.
As we count down the laps
All right.
to the end of this one.
And commercial. Okay. Well, let's see. If they go full screen commercial, a caution's going to come out. Okay, so it's split screen, so no caution. Smith is falling back even further. Riggs is falling back even further. I think a caution's the only thing changing the results of this race. Or a catastrophic failure on the 18 truck. But we can look at, and then after the race, we'll kind of go through the results, scroll through all that. I guess I can give you a rundown real quick. Slowly. Oh, the one truck's up the track a little bit. As you can see, we haven't had anyone really dominate. I know Himes led the most laps at 52, but that was from an alternate strategy, long green flag run. He had kind of pulled away. I mean, he's been top 5, top 10 most of the day, but just he hasn't really obliterated the field like we've seen Corey Heim do historically. But as I said, just coming through the order here. Not much else to talk about. Yeah. $15 to go. I don't think when I pulled this up early, so pre-race, I think I got here 10 minutes before the race, or technically 20 because of the pre-race ceremonies. I don't think anyone picked Ankrum to win this thing. So that would be a big miss on our part. All right, we're back.
Welcome back to Rockingham Speedway. While we were away, you saw nothing has changed up front. Tyler
You saw it. Nothing has changed.
Chandler Smith, Lane Riggs, Jake Garcia, and Grant
Oh no,
your top
Perez is
5, and we
pitting.
were just
He was
talking
having
about
such a great
Andres
day.
Perez. Had to come down pit road for a splash and
that
go. Was
sucks.
knocking on the door for his first top 5.
Yeah, it's
Man.
heartbreaking, obviously, for Andre. It's a little shock for me, something, but, you know, maybe he didn't 100% know how to save fuel, 100%, the experience level and whatnot. But
Wow,
yeah,
that sucks for him. He was having a great day today. Top 10 this whole third stage.
We're on board Ankrum. You know, him trading lap
Okay,
times,
Riggs
did a
is
really
catching
good
up
job
to
keeping
Chandler
track.
Smith, but if
Chandler
he's
got
going to
within
pass him,
1
you got to
second.
pass him now, and you got to
Once
take
he was able
out
to get
a
to
second and a
second, able to
half
inch away as we
in
see
10
Chandler
laps,
Smith
essentially.
Now under pressure from Lane Riggs, which is the last thing Chandler wants to see, and the best thing that Tyler Ankrum wants to see right here is these two battling.
And that's exactly what Lane Riggs wants to see. He's going for second
10 to go.
position. He's run down Chandler Smith. He's still thinking maybe there's a chance just a second ahead as the leader. If he can grab that second spot away, maybe he can run down Tyler Ankrum as he's on fuel conserve mode up front.
Yeah, Todd, Heim pitted. They couldn't make it on fuel, so they're down here in like 12th, 13th, something like that. 11th, okay. Only 9 cars on the lead lap.
Victory Lane in Kentucky. That's how long ago it was. We don't even
It's been
race
6
there anymore.
years.
Here it
Wow.
is, 2019.
He had to think this was the first of many that were coming. Just a young kid getting his chance in the Truck Series, goes to victory lane, wins at the tough Kentucky Motor Speedway. takes that checkered flag.
No, Ankram's one before they're showing the highlights of his Kentucky win from 2019. And Ankram has once again gapped Smith and Riggs. So, yeah, no. Unless there's a caution, this thing's over.
First one's always the hardest. You get over that hump.
130 races since his only Truck Series win. That's kind of crazy.
Able to put together a really strong day. Now 2.5 seconds, out front and looking really good right now. But
7 to go.
Has been a concern. He's not. You never know. You never know.
Well, the last 5 races this season have seen 5 different winners. That 38 truck, the last one to go to victory lane last week. Lane Riggs still.
No, yeah, Taj. It's been a long time. I thought he had like 3 or 4 wins, but no, apparently not. He's only won the one time, and it was 6 years ago.
About 6.5 laps to go here at the Rock.
Please no caution. Please no caution. That's Tyler Ankrum.
Did we get radio really quick of Tyler Ankram's voice?
I just did it for you. That's exactly what that was.
What's Lane's radio saying?
Come on, baby. Let's see a caution. Let's throw it. Let's do an overtime finish here in the Truck Series. We hadn't seen one of those in quite some time.
20 races, Michael. We haven't had.
Oh, what? Riggs is pitting.
Last on pit road 119. That's 7 laps after Tyler Ankrum.
We saw Sammy Smith, the same deal, same lap.
Are we about to see a fuel mileage race here?
This is a shock.
That is.
We thought those guys could make it on fuel, and Sammy Smith and Lane Riggs just pitted.
7 more laps on his.
Ankram pitted 7 laps before everyone else.
I can guarantee Ankram, their crew chief, they won't even tell them if they're running out. They'll find out together if they're going to run out.
What is happening?
I would be telling them to back her down. We've got 3 seconds, half throttle from now till the checkered.
This is so
only 8 cars on the lead lap now. Okay, this is getting 4 to go. So you only got to make 4 laps.
I'm sitting here as nervous as I've ever been, just wondering if he's going to make it. Excited for this opportunity for Tyler and how much is going to happen here in these last few laps.
Well, Tyler Ankrum has not slowed the pace down at all. He is
4.5 seconds.
He's 1.1 seconds faster per lap than Chandler.
Is Chandler out?
Chandler might be out of gas. Maybe. Or he's just
he was shaking
really,
it.
Really slow to try and save and manage the situation. He's out.
Oh my god. Dude, what? We thought these guys could make it. Ankram pitted 7 laps earlier. How is he good? Or is he running it? Oh my god. It's a fuel mileage. Dude, everyone's running out of gas.
I think he's starting to sputter.
Dude, you got to make it 1 more lap, Ankram.
Chandler Smith was closest to
White flag's out.
Garcia, the next in line, running second, 8 seconds.
Garcia's 8. This is like Pocono 2015. Oh my goodness. You got to limp it, Ankram.
130 races since he has gone to victory lane. Last pitted on lap 112. The others behind him, last pitted on 119. They're out.
Is he going to make it?
How slow is he going on this final lap? Checker flag is in the air.
He won.
Gets it done. Tyler
what in the world?
Your winner in a fuel conservation at the end.
That was bizarre.
I cannot believe.
Caruth 4th?
He was
what?
Out compared to everybody else, but that must have been right when they were telling him.
What just happened?
Slow down. You're racing nobody. Nobody is in the same zip code, and Tyler Ankrum able to.
What just
a
happened,
lot of
dude?
us up here. I mean, he made eight laps later was the 38 and 34, and they could not make it. They legitimately ran out. There was not just, oh, we'll come down pit road as you see the crew celebrate. The MVP of the race team, definitely the fuel man.
I am.
Where he is Tyler.
What
Ankrum.
just
To
happened?
celebrate. Well, he's got plenty of fuel. He's got plenty of fuel. Is Joey Logano driving that truck or something? Because it always seems to be.
So Chandler Smith and Lane Riggs. Okay, so let me get this straight. So Ankram pits on lap 112. Gio Ruggiero and Corey Heim pit on lap 94. They for sure cannot make it on fuel. So Ankram pits on lap 112. He can make it, but he had to save a little bit. So he sits in third, saves some fuel. Everyone else pits on lap 119. And they for sure can make it. That's what we're told. We are told everyone who pitted on lap 119 or later can make it. Well, suddenly, with 8 laps to go, Lane Riggs, who pitted on lap 119, runs out of fuel. 4 laps to go. Chandler Smith, who pitted on lap 119, runs out of fuel. Sammy Smith runs out of fuel. Ankrum, 7 more laps, outlasted those 3 or 4 guys. I see a bunch of references to Joey Logano in the comments. Maybe he had Logano's fuel tank this week. Maybe those other guys miscalculated. I don't know. That ended up being a much more exciting finish than I expected. It was a solid race overall. I really thought it was a solid race. We saw some decent racing. Yes, that kind of big chunk before the fuel mileage stuff, it wasn't the most exciting, but oh my goodness. That was quite the exciting finish, if you ask me. It was a solid race. The return to Rockingham. We got the Xfinity Series tomorrow, but before we get to Ankrum's post-race interview, if they do one, let's look at these results. Tyler Ankrum, his 2nd career win. What a day for him. Started 16th, leads, I think, only the last 29 laps of this one. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a post-race interview. What a day for him. As I said, he's had a close call somewhere this year. I just can't remember where. He's had a bunch of top 5s. They've had good speed, but today, finally, everything went right for him. So good for him. Jake Garcia, career day for him. Look at this. Before today, he had only led 45 laps in his career. He leads 43 today, got his first career pole, and gets his best career result. So, great day for Jake Garcia. These top 2 making career days. Daniel Hemrick 3rd. Raja Caruth out of nowhere finished as 4th. He was like 10th to 14th all day. He was in the top 10 for a bit, but when did he get up there? Grant Enfinger 5th. Caden Honeycutt 6th. Jack Wood with a top 10. Corey Heim finishes 8th after that alternate pit strategy. They still get a top 10. How about that? 9th place, Connor Mozak. He spun out on lap 1, but after that, okay. 10th place, Gio Ruggiero, who's on that strategy with Heim. So they both still got a top 10. I don't know where they netted. Lane Riggs, early in the race, seemed like he had the best truck. He ends up finishing 11th. Ran out of fuel late in that race. Andres Perez. Yeah, heartbreak for him, honestly. He was running top 5, top 10 that whole last run, the whole 3rd stage, and he was one of those guys who ran out of fuel, had to come in and get some fuel. So heartbroken for him, honestly, because he was, as I said, he was on pace to get a top 5, top 10 career day for him as well. But unfortunately, he falls short. Chandler Smith, top 5 all day, runs out of fuel at the end. Nathan Bird finishes 14th. Spencer Boyd, 15th. Sammy Smith ran out of fuel late, 16th, 3 laps down. Look at this. 2 laps down and 14th, 15th. These 2 getting top 15s are insane. Sammy Smith, Brandon Jones, Tony Breidinger was 4 laps down and finished 18th. Well, Brandon Jones was 4 laps down and finished 17th. Dawson Sutton, Bailey Curry, Timmy Hill, 5 laps down, finishes 21st. Corey Day, Frankie Muniz, Matt Crafton, who had some mechanical problems, Parker Kligerman, Luke Finhouse, Cody Dennison, Tanner Gray, who's involved in a wreck, Stuart Friesen involved in a wreck, Matt Mills in a wreck, Ty Majeski in a wreck, Ben Rhodes, they had power steering issues right off the bat, Stephen Malozzi, apologies if I mispronounced that, Justin Carroll, and Norm Bidding finishes last. Oh, Corey Himes being interviewed.
Battle all day, so I don't exactly know what was going on the last 40 laps there. I just know we pit, and seems like a lot of guys were able to make it on fuel, so just unfortunate. I mean, I feel like it's kind of a weird deal there in the last stage. Just got to be better on my part to qualify better and have the track position. So once again, need to thank you to Track on Garage, Safe Flight Toyota for all their efforts.
Thank you, Corey.
Man, they're all.
It's a very.
I think Ankrum finally ran out of gas, and they're having to push him to victory lane. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got 9 guys pushing the truck to victory lane. That's pretty funny. What a day for Tyler Ankrum, though. How about that? We'll see what he says in victory lane, then we'll wrap this up. I don't know. I had fun today. I hope you guys had fun doing this too. Thanks to everyone who showed up. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the support. Might do this tomorrow, as I said. Could be fun to do for the Xfinity Series. So we'll see. I don't know. As I said, I had a lot of fun here. The Rock is back. Their minerals. Rockingham. Let's see what Tyler Ankrum has to say.
Yeah, Jamie. Tyler made me chase them all around this garage area to pit road. But I chased you, and I'd chase you all the way around the track to get this interview. Great job, buddy.
Thank you, man. It's I don't know. I don't know. It's strange. Well, it's strange. I didn't know where Victory Lane was at. But no, it's I can't thank these guys enough for the way this day started, and going a lap down, and Mark making the pit call to get the track position back, and just saving fuel, man. It was just
130 race win the
6
streak.
to go. I was like, I knew that was the number. I knew we were 5 short. I was hoping I saved enough, and we did.
What were you thinking? I know as a race car driver to go through that, thinking about this gas thing. What were you thinking, and how did you save so much fuel?
I mean, I know being 5-6 laps short, it's 6 miles, 5-6 miles. So you just got to be able to give up everything. But I just found something there where I was pretty much lifting. I was about 60% down the straightaway, but I was able to draft off of Kraft and a couple of other guys, and I was just able to save that way. I mean, it's just, I don't know, man, it's surreal. I feel like this is pretty much how it went down in Kentucky in 2019. But here we are now with 53 in check.
Another 50,000, Tyler Ankrum, second win of the career right here at the Rock. Jamie?
Love it. So much emotion. You mentioned it. He wins the trip. He gets that 50,000.
He got some money on top of winning. That's cool. So, Tyler Ankrum wins. Who would have saw that coming? No one. When we did our pre-race pick, heck, when we did our Monday picks, nobody picked Tyler Ankrum. But here he is, winning at Rockingham. The first race at Rockingham in 12 years. Tyler Ankrum is your winner, as we said. Yeah, that's it. I guess I can close out that. Oh, my battery is 28%. All right. Good to know for tomorrow. As I said, we might do this tomorrow for Xfinity. We might not. I have not decided yet, but I had a good time. Thank you for everyone who was here. David, Jamie, Shane, Taj, coming back up here. Micah, Stevie. In between the lanes, as always. Coming back up here, Mr. Don't Horse E. Thank you. Scrolling even more. I know there were more people up here. So, yeah, that's enough of scrolling for now. So, thanks to everyone who showed up for real, though. Had a fun time today. Rockingham back. Tomorrow we got the Xfinity Series. I'll let you know. Check my community post. I'll let you know if we are doing a live stream for that one as well. As I said, had a great time here. Thanks for the support. Tyler Ankrum is your winner. And I will see you guys tomorrow potentially. And then Sunday will be weird because there's no Cup Series. We do have some F1 though. So we'll see if I can work around that and get that one done.